My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no-magic.
Find your perfect fit with a custom suit from Indochino. From timeless classics to bold statements, you can express your style exactly how you want. Get 10% off any purchase of $399 or more at INDOCHINO.com with code PODCAST.
All right, places, please. The Daly Migs Show is on deck. Guitars plugged in. Drums ready to go. Chickens.
Sarah clucking.
Other animals. And action. This is the Daly Migs Show on The Rock with Taryn Daly and Steve Migs.
While listening to the Daly Migs Show, please refrain from any unnecessary finger gesturing.
99.9 KISW.
Hello and good morning, Steve Migs.
Taryn Daly.
Danny, Sarah, all the Rockaholics. Happy Thirsty Thursday.
Time to drink.
Happy Kraken Thursday.
Yes.
Most importantly, happy Washington State University Cougars Basketball Thursday.
That's right. Today is the day that all of our brackets are ruined, right? Is that what's going on?
I love the first couple of days of basketball because people just lose their minds over busted brackets.
Yeah, today will probably be one of the least productive days in the workplace.
Absolutely. And if you're curious what time the Cougs are tipping off,
I
know you are.
I can't do the show until I find out.
7:05 p.m. versus Drake, the Bulldogs.
Oh, I thought you thought the rapper. I was like, I don't know. I think he can beat them.
Yes, he certainly probably could.
So what time are the Lobos playing?
They don't play till tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Yeah, tomorrow at 12:10. I have a whole watch party ready to go. I made sure it's showing on my TV, and I'm not doing anything between 12 and 3.
Well, it's nice that at least both of you don't come into work tomorrow disappointed. We kind of stagger it. So tomorrow Taryn will be sad, and then Friday or whatever it is, I guess Monday. Danny will be a very sad camper.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and inform these Rockaholics.
Let's go.
Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
And the DMD is brought to you by Palace Lawn. Today's your day to enjoy yourself a flower. If you had to pick one flower, Taryn Daly, what are you going with?
Maybe a lily.
I see you more as a tulips kind of girl.
A lily, an orchid.
Okay.
Tulips? I like tulips.
Yeah, it's National Flower Day.
Tulips in the field, tulips in the park, but my favorite tulips are the tulips in the dark.
I just love your reaction to your own stupidity.
She laughed before any of us did.
But also, she says that, which I thought was great. But then you duck like as if I'm going to like swing something at you. Did you see that? Like
I did.
She like ducked her head between her lap and her legs. Like, what do you think I'm going to do? Like backhand you? Like, that's so stupid.
Enough tulip talk.
It literally was a knee slapper for you. Like, you slapped your thighs so hard.
I'll be here all morning.
Well, weird transition. It's also National Crunchy Taco Day. Do you got a fun saying for that, too?
I don't.
Crunchy taco in the dark?
Can you make one up?
Please? But most importantly, today is the day.
It's the final countdown.
Probably wondering why we're playing this song as if we need a reason. It's National Countdown Day.
Only 13 hours until the Cougs tip off.
That's not why it's National Countdown Day. It's National Countdown. Any guesses?
No. To summer?
Think about what today is. March 21st.
Oh.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's adorable.
Fun fact, we used to walk onto this when my band used to play. This was like our opening song.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I remember one time just being like in a line for something, and I just started going, and then the entire line started doing it, and I don't even know why.
Were you in line for drugs? What was happening?
Yes. Back to my Molly days. We were very excited. Man, Dodgers fans might not be excited to hear this. Dude, this is such a strange story, and it involves their new phenom star player that they just got in the offseason, Shohei Ohtani. Apparently, the team had to fire his longtime sidekick and his interpreter because he speaks Japanese. And that guy's name is Ippei Mizuhara. And apparently, the guy had a massive gambling issue and stole $4.5 million of Ohtani's money to pay off a bookie. And this is where things get kind of strange. Because apparently, he took full responsibility. And at one point, Ohtani's representatives are like, oh, yeah, we knew that he transferred $4.5 million to cover the debt. Ohtani helped him cover the debt. And then they eventually backtracked and said, no, we didn't know about it. Some people, of course, the conspiracy theorists that are on social media, I don't know if you know this, but some people make up stories on social media. But some people believe that it's Ohtani that has the gambling problem, and this Ippei guy is taking the hit for him.
Well, we'll see how that all shakes loose.
Regardless, he's been fired.
Yikes. In the world of the Mariners, we're going to talk about food and not the actual sport itself.
Well, and good news, they still haven't lost this season. Preseason doesn't count.
The 2024 menu for T-Mobile Park has been unveiled. There are some new additions. I got real excited about this last night, Steve Migs. Crab pizza.
Oh, that's from Moto Pizza.
From Moto Pizza?
Oh, dude. Have you ever had Moto Pizza?
No.
Okay, so we're going, April
3rd?
April 3rd for the matinee game. We have to stop by Moto Pizza.
Absolutely. I want that crab pizza. There's also birria, torta, and mini chimichangas at Edgar's Cantina. 2 new ice cream flavors from Salt and Straw.
Also, they have Mr. Softy there as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
One other thing, I'm a churro enthusiast. There's a 10-inch churro and Sweet Street's chewy marshmallow bar.
There's a lot of good stuff going on.
I'm fired up.
I am instantly hungry. So we have to starve ourselves before we go to the Mariners game, basically.
They even have frosé slushies, which is a frozen rosé slushie. Yeah. Say less.
And what's up with this chewy marshmallow bar?
In.
All right. Hey, we all know, you and I are the dog owners. I was like, all of us love dogs, but Sarah doesn't have a dog, and Danny doesn't like dogs either. But apparently, the golden retriever has been voted as Seattle's most popular dog.
And you and I each have a dog that is half golden retriever.
Yeah, I have a mini golden doodle, a.k.a. Satan.
And I have a Goldador, which is yellow lab and golden retriever.
Apparently, everywhere else in the country, the French Bulldog pretty much has the top spot. But here in Seattle, if you want to have a popular dog, number 1, Golden Retriever. Number 2, the Labrador Retriever. Number 3, the French Bulldog. Number 4, the Pembroke Welsh Corgi.
Of course.
And then a Havanese as well. I don't even know what the hell is a Pembroke Welsh Corgi.
I think it's just a corgi.
Yeah. Oh.
Those are fun. Have you ever watched a video of a corgi swimming underwater, like the underwater shot of a corgi? Watch those little legs work so hard.
Yeah, I watch those every day.
Every day.
It's
the best.
As far as weather, a beautiful day to go underwater, Taryn Daly. It's 57 degrees. It's going to be cloudy. That is the Daily Mix download, and that's what's up.
A member of our show just booked a trip to see a band play live that none of us have ever heard of. We're going to tell you who it is at 6:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no-magic.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
From executive producer Jimmy Kimmel.
What's up, team? Just 2 people can't launch a brand. It takes a village.
We are MMD Hollywood.
Wow,
which stands for medical marijuana.
Due to restrictions, we can't tell you everything about our new reality series. But what we can say is the idea behind it is fully baked. High Hopes. Streaming 4/20 on Hulu.
Rockaholics, we know that you love rock music. But what we want to know is what band has inspired you. Is there a band that made you want to play an instrument, or is there a band that changed your taste in music?
Ooh.
Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We ask this because Danny has a trip planned to New Mexico to see a band that we're not familiar with, a band called Left Unsaid. And Danny, this band inspired you.
I keep seeing you on your social media. It's like he's part of I think he's part of their street team.
Oh,
I'm seeing all these different posts about it. Like he's got like these elaborate edited videos that I was like, man, I don't even see you making these kind of videos for our show.
Sure.
But here you are just going balls out for Left Unsaid.
You know what? If I had Daly Migs shirts from 20 years ago, I would make one for us as well, okay? No, yeah, it's a band that it's when I was 13 years old and I went to go see The Offspring for the first time. They opened for The Offspring, and I had just gotten into punk rock because of The Offspring, but it was one of those like I didn't know local bands were a thing. And
they're a New Mexico band?
Albuquerque, New Mexico band. And they opened for The Offspring, and it was one of those like I saw them and I got so into their music from the show, their live show, just the music itself, just it just blew me away to the point of like where I was like, and then it made me be a person where I was like, I could be in a local band. Like I can do that. Like these guys are from Albuquerque. What? They play at the Launchpad every Friday. Like, and so
Who hasn't played at the Launchpad?
Exactly.
Daly at one point.
Yeah, I've been in the house band there for sure.
So who are these guys? So this is them?
Yep. It's one of their early songs.
So you said they opened for The Offspring. Were they like picked up and toured with them, or was this just a local opener?
It was a local opener. However, they had back in the day, well, like That's Right, or this was early 2000s, like I think 2001, and so they had a lot of label interest from like Drive Through Records when they had like Newfound Glory and all those like punk bands,
all
of,
the
like,
pop punk bands,
yeah. And they never made it. They were huge in Albuquerque. They'd sell out every single time they played. And
I feel like every town's got that band that just is like larger than life in their own city.
Yeah.
But then just can't seem to figure it out outside. Not that that's anyone's fault. It's just the beauty of the record industry.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes bands just get picked up and some don't. But it is funny how every town I think has that band.
Right. And we would go, like I said, that was like the highest. Even if you weren't into rock music, you would go to a Left Unsaid show because all of your friends were going to be there. And it was just such a good vibe. And I just was a fan for the longest time. But then,
basically, you're saying all the hotties were there.
100%.
Yeah.
But no, and especially the band members, they were super hot. But that's where it was like one of those, like, we'd go and I just became such a big fan of the music, started playing my own, and we got to open for Left Unsaid when I was 16. And then became friends with the guys over the years. And they broke up in 2005, 2006. They have not been playing actively since then. They live in all different parts of the country. But their biggest release was an album called The Curse. And it turns 20 years old this year.
How'd that make you feel?
Old.
Yeah.
But they're getting back together to do a show this summer, and they're also releasing a documentary, which I was interviewed for. I got to, like, a lot of the footage that they have from like old shows back in the day, I'm like front and center, you can see me, and I'm like their number one fangirl.
I can't wait to see the documentary. So how did you find out they were putting a documentary together?
They asked me if I could do an interview for it.
Like,
and be part of it.
we have a fan. I know we have a fan.
They have one fan somewhere out there.
It's that Danny kid. I think he still likes us. I think he's still posting about us on social media.
Yeah. And then I got the tattoo over the Christmas break of the logo, so it could be featured in the documentary as well.
So you're one step away from them actually banning you because of a restraining order.
100%.
Okay, good.
Can I see the tattoo?
It's on my leg.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show it to you on the break.
Take off your
my
pants.
gosh.
I'll take it off all day.
HR concern.
What about you, Taryn Daly? Is there a band that like inspired you for whatever? I know you love like the saxophone. So is it Kenny
Oh
G?
my gosh! Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple of them. Like as Danny is a punk rocker, I was a punk rocker back back in the day, and I was very inspired by the music of Bad Religion.
Yes.
I loved Bad Religion. Still do. But one band, you guys know that Rush is my favorite band, obviously.
No, I did not know
heard
that.
of that?
No.
Rush is my favorite band, but I give full credit to Primus for me even really discovering Rush outside of, the couple songs I'd ever heard on the radio when I was in, high school. But Primus was kind of my gateway to Rush. So I give all glory to Primus for discovering the greatest power trio of all time.
I have one band that actually changed. I mean, there's a lot of bands that inspired me to want to play the drums and all that, but I was trying to think of what band inspired me to be a fan of other bands. I think a lot of metalheads might know this band, but they're kind of a little bit unknown. They're a band called Sacred Reich. And way back in the day, I was obsessed with Headbangers Ball. And they were like this band that had a song called The American Way. No truth, no justice, American Way. Like they were heavy. But they had a song on their record called 31 Flavors, and it blew my mind because the whole song was basically about how you don't have to just be a metalhead. Like you can like other songs, you can like other bands. And they started name checking all these different artists that weren't metal. And listing them off. I have a little I hope it doesn't curse Danny, but and it's like this weird, funky kind of jam, but they were a metal band. And all of a sudden, they were doing this ska stuff, funk, and then they started name checking Fishbone, Prince, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Right.
I can listen to this for sure.
What's that?
I can listen to this for sure.
Yeah, the rest of their stuff is thrash metal.
That's so wild.
Fun. But there is a part where he just goes fully breaks it all down and just lists all these artists. And it's I started looking at the lyrics and I'm I need to check out the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I need to check out Mike Patton and Faith No More. That's what got me into a lot of bands that weren't because I was just a thrash metal kid. All I cared about was Slayer, Megadeth, Metallica, Anthrax, all the heavy bands, and Exodus. And then this band, who were just as heavy on most of their songs, all of a sudden had this weird funk song that made me want to hear other artists.
You said 31 flavors. I thought you were going to tell me it was inspiring you to try all 31 flavors of Baskin Robbins.
Well, that of course as well.
I love a horn section.
Good bass line too.
It is. It's groovy, tasty, chunky. Take it all in. It's also fun to see Steve in a total groove.
I know, he's loving this.
This is bringing me back to being a teenager. Sitting in my own bedroom listening to this and be they think Fishbone's cool. I should like Fishbone. So impressionable.
Oh, absolutely. Rockaholics, we want to know what band has inspired you. Is there a band that made you want to play an instrument, or is there a band that changed your taste in music? Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We will take your calls after Radiohead.
The Daly Migs Show.
What band has inspired you? Is there a band that made you want to pick up an instrument and learn how to play it, or is there a band that maybe changed your taste in music? Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. Mel in Tacoma, for you, it's Oasis.
Yes. It's kind of funny because I actually became a metal musician, but it was Oasis when I heard Wonderwall on the radio. I was like, I have to learn how to play that.
Yeah. And you and every single other person learned how to play that song.
Right. Well, I ended up, it was my 16th birthday, a couple weeks after that.
Uh-huh.
So I took a whole bunch of sticky notes and wrote, Melissa wants a guitar, and I stuck it in every cabinet in the house and every drawer so that when my parents would open it, they would see Melissa wants a guitar.
I love the subtleness of what you just did right there.
Manifesting.
I got a guitar, I learned how to play Wonderwall, and I played it 3 days after I got my guitar in the talent show at school.
Oh, I love that.
That's a song that, even still to this day, there are sometimes where I'm okay, I don't want to hear it, but more often than not, I'll just zone out and then pay attention to the song, and it brings me back to when I first heard it and how much I love that song.
Right?
Yeah, it's a great song.
I skip it sometimes, but I still love them. I don't listen to them as much as I used to, but I literally wouldn't be a musician if it wasn't for that. I mean, maybe I would have eventually, but...
And that album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, was fire.
It was so good. It was so good.
They were the biggest band in the world.
About liking Oasis, but I don't care.
Hell no, they're awesome.
I'm with you, Mel. Team Oasis forever. Andrew and Kent, for you, it was A little bit of Mother Love Bone, a little bit of Green Day.
Yep, it was both. Green Day got me inspired to basically be in a local little band in middle school, then high school, and then Mother Love Bone introduced me to everything from Alice in Chains to Pearl Jam.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Dude, that's one of those bands. I think a lot of people in Seattle obviously know about Mother Love Bone, but every once in a while I love like meeting somebody who's just heard about them or just found out about them, and then like the excitement that they have. Like, where was this band? I'd never even heard of them, and they're just so damn great. I mean, it's just one of my all-time favorite bands.
You have an Andrew Wood poster, a mural above your desk. It's beautiful.
Our friend Savvy, she painted that, and it's just this incredible painting of Andrew Wood.
Justin in Ferndale, you're all about Hailstorm. You there, Justin?
Oh, sorry about that. I was switching you over from Bluetooth to being actually a phone. But actually, it's not Hailstorm. It's Ailstorm.
Ailstorm?
Who the hell's Ailstorm?
So Ailstorm is a pirate metal band.
Okay, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
And funny enough, how I found out about them was, do you guys remember the old Verizon ringback tones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So my buddy John, a song called Over the Seas was his ringback tone. And I was like, what the hell is this? So I started researching Ailstorm, and I was already a metalhead, loving everything from Avenged Sevenfold, Metallica, everything, Children of Bodom. But then when I found out about fantasy metal, that's what got me hooked into stuff like Glory Hammer, Hammerfall. But basically, I changed my whole perspective on metal music because of fantasy metal.
When listening to Ailstorm, do you drink a big goblet of grog?
Funny enough, I did go to an Ailstorm show, and right before, me and my buddy pounded a ton of mead and just had a fantastic time.
Banged your head like crazy people. You know what's funny? I actually do know that band, and it's the dumbest reason why. My buddy Brian Cook, who's a wrestler at SOS Pro Wrestling, he's a ghost pirate. That's his character, and he uses Ailstorm's music. Because once it started playing, I'm like, I know this song, and it's because of him.
Nice.
Ian and Paulsbo, it's Blink 182.
Let's go.
Yes, I will die on the hill that Blink-182 is the most entertaining band of all time. Matt Skiba was awesome in Blink, but I am so stoked that Tom's back.
Yeah.
Aliens do exist.
And birds aren't real, man.
Right? I encourage people to go see Alkaline Trio in Seattle this weekend because Matt Skiba is going to kill it. But hands down, Blink-182 is the best band of all time, in my opinion.
And, dude, the new record, they crushed it with that new record. That's a great record from beginning to end.
Dude, the drum work from, the first beat, Blink-182, when I was younger, growing up, I was drumming on anything I could get in arm's reach. But, yeah, the work on this newest album is second to none. It's awesome.
I agree. It totally hit me in the feels. You know what I mean?
Side note about Alkaline Trio. I've heard that Matt Skiba's voice is better than ever on this tour that they're doing right now.
That's why I've never seen them live.
Man, you got to go.
I'm excited to talk to Aria in Tacoma because for you, it is the music of Hall & Oates.
Hi.
Hi.
What's going on, Aria?
Oh, my gosh. Hi. Okay, so Hall & Oates has been, my favorite band since I was, 4 years old. I'm 17 now, and the first song I ever learned on the guitar was Man-Eater by the Hall & Oates.
Oh, watch out. Chew you up. Oh, that's a great song. Oh, I love that song.
It's my favorite. I saw them when I was 6 at, I think, Climate Pledge Arena, and it was just the best day of my life. But I remember watching them, their music videos when I was little, and they were young. And then I saw them, and they were hella old, and I'm like,
You're like, what happened to these guys?
Yeah, where's your mustache? Where?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Still, I would put that on a Mount Rushmore of mustaches.
Oh, without
John Oates' mustache is phenomenal.
Lane in Seattle.
Oh, no, we're listening to this right now, Taryn. It's got a saxophone.
Gotta learn that.
Danny, you know this one? No. You don't? I wish
wish everyone could see in the studio right now because the way that Taryn and Steve are dancing, they're seductively staring at you, trying to make you love this song like we love it. And I'm Sissy. I have a beeline to Sarah's view, and she is judging you both so hard.
She has given us the nasty stare.
Oh, just wait till the chorus kicks in. Oh, yeah. You don't know greatness until you hear the chorus. And Ari is 17 years old, and she's loving this band.
That is awesome. And also, look at the suits.
Everything about them is great, Daniel. Here we go.
Ready, Danny?
I'm ready.
You're going to love this.
Whoa, here she comes. Oh, I've heard this song. Okay, now I got it.
She'll chew you up.
Oh, Sarah and I start dancing.
Now you got it.
Now you're feeling it.
Once the chorus kicks in. All right, we're going to finish strong with Lane in Seattle because you're saying Chris Cornell for you.
That's absolutely right, but it's almost the opposite of what you're talking about with the inspiration. I'll sit down to try to write a song, right? Like my brother-in-law, he was going through a nasty divorce some years ago, and I was like, man, I got to get this out. I feel so terrible. I'm sitting down and I'm writing. I'm like, oh, this is great. This is genius. And then I hear the song "Shadow on the Sun" by Audioslave.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is garbage. Everything I wrote is garbage. I should quit. Threw my pen into the trash can, got rid of my notepad, because every time I ever have an idea, I find out that Chris Cornell did it better 20 years ago.
And dude, I know like everyone, we all love Soundgarden, but for me, it's Audioslave. That band is so great together.
And I think you and I were at that same show in 2002. Did you go to that one? Or 2002 or 3 that was at the Paramount?
Yeah. Amazing show.
So good.
So Ricker gave me tickets to that show, and I got an opportunity to meet the band right before that show. And I still have a signed Justin Hampton poster that I got. I'm a huge Audioslave fan. I saw them every time they were here.
Every record's fantastic, too. Every song. The guitar solos, for me, are what gets me. With Tom Morello's guitar work, I think it's better on Audioslave than it ever was with Rage Against the Machine.
I agree.
Hot take.
It's just the right amount of unique without that, like, sometimes where he steps over the line and dominates the song too much.
And the rhythm section, everything about it is freaking great.
Long live Audioslave. Rockaholics, how would you like to beat Steve? We've been talking about the 69 decline. He's currently 68, 18, and 10 in 2024. 206-803-ROCK. We will play Beat Migs at 6:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no-magic.
Listening to your favorite podcast? That's smart. Earning your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University? That's really smart. With 24/7 access to coursework, no set class times, and dedicated student support, you can go to school when and where it works for you. Low online tuition means you can even do it for less. And dedicated student support means we'll be with you from day one to graduation and beyond. Join a community of learners just like you. Go to snhu.edu today to start your free application.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no-magic.
From from executive producer Jimmy Kimmel.
What's up, team? Just two people can't launch a brand. It takes a village.
We are MMD Hollywood.
Wowee.
Which stands for medical marijuana.
Due to restrictions, we can't tell you everything about our new reality series. But what we can say is the idea behind it is fully baked.
I don't know.
High Hopes. Streaming 4/20 on Hulu.
Listening to your favorite podcast? That's smart. Earning your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University? That's really smart. With 24/7 access to coursework, no set class times, and dedicated student support, you can go to school when and where it works for you. Low online tuition means you can even do it for less. And dedicated student support means we'll be with you from day one to graduation and beyond. Join a community of learners just like you. Go to snhu.edu today to start your free application.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Jeff from Puyallup is. Jeff, are you there?
Yeah, buddy.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Jeff has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
What animal is calamari made from?
Squid, octopus.
Correct. House of the Dragon is the prequel to what TV show?
Pass.
In 2010, the NCAA tournament expanded from 64 teams to how many?
80.
No.
72.
No.
70.
No. Lima is the capital of what South American country?
Peru.
Correct. Adam Devine played Adam DeMamp in what Comedy Central sitcom?
Oh, man. Pass.
What name is given for the number of protons found in the nucleus of an atom?
Neutron.
No.
Nucleus.
No.
What name? Neurotrons.
No. Rihanna had the mid-2000s album titled Good Girl Gone What?
Bad.
Correct. With the number being in the 30s, how many vertebrae does the average human have?
33, 34.
33, yes. Who was the president of the United States during the Civil War?
I don't know. Abraham Lincoln.
You do know. Jeff, right down the middle. You got 5 correct.
Ooh. I don't know. A couple of those are tough. I don't know if Steve will pull this one out.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Is it going to be the 69 decline?
I hope so.
I hope so. I'd like to prevent that 69th win.
69 or bust, baby. We got this, Danny.
Let's go.
Steve,
Pull
are
it
you
out,
ready?
Steve.
Whoa.
It's coming out.
That's what Jeff said. He said he didn't think that Steve was going to be able to pull it out. I think he should pull it out.
I thought he said pull it off.
Oh, I thought he said out.
Danny, get your mind out of the gutter.
What am I supposed to do? Am I blindfold on? Am I pulling it out or am I pulling it off?
You're going to lose. Steve, are you ready?
Ah, yes.
What animal is calamari made from?
Squid.
Correct. House of the Dragon is the prequel to what TV show?
Game of Thrones?
Correct.
Nice.
In 2010, the NCAA tournament expanded from 64 teams to how many?
69.
No.
No, 68.
Correct. Lima is the capital of what South American country?
Peru.
Yes. Adam Devine played Adam DeMamp in what Comedy Central sitcom?
Righteous Gemstones?
No.
The hell was he in Reno 911?
No.
The Daly Show.
No. What name is given for the number of protons found in the nucleus of an atom?
What name?
Yes.
Protons?
No.
Neutrons?
No.
Decepticons?
No. Rihanna had the mid-2000s album titled Good Girl Gone What?
Bad.
Yes. With the number being in the 30s, how many vertebrae does the average human have?
35.
No.
36?
No.
34.
No. Who was the president of the United States during the Civil War?
Abraham Lincoln.
Yes! No! And with that, Steve, you get 6 correct, which is a win.
Yes,
6-5.
Good job, my fellow South Hillian.
That's right. Puyallup represent.
You can wear that 69 badge with honor.
That's right.
Wow, the 69 decline didn't really go that
was
long.
one day.
It lasted one whole day.
Wow. Kind of the perfect song.
That's why I went with it.
Adam Devine played Adam DeMamp in what Comedy Central sitcom?
Workaholics?
Yes.
Boom, baby.
I never. Did you ever watch Workaholics?
5 episodes, maybe ever.
That's 5 more than I have.
George and I binged it during COVID.
It's good?
It's good. It's ridiculous, but it's great.
He's so funny.
He is.
I love him.
Yeah.
And he's like such a goofy little dude.
I think that's what makes him even funnier. He's just got a goofy look to him.
He does.
Yeah.
But you kind of just fall in love with that. What name is given for the number of protons found in the nucleus of an atom?
Come on, I went to Stanwood and Wazoo. I don't know the answer to this.
Oh, I thought you were about to bust it out. I was like, that's impressive.
It would be the atomic number.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Well, it didn't matter. Steve, congratulations on your 69.
Thank you. Wait, out of context, my 69th win.
Oh, okay. On your 69th win.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There is a TV show that 2 of the members of this show just watched, and one of them was so hooked that he wanted to take today off so that he could finish watching it. We're going to tell you what show it is after Bad Wolves.
The Daily Migs Show.
Dan Schneider has been the focus of a two-night new docuseries called Quiet on Set. I almost started it last night, but I did not.
I believe it's 4 total episodes.
It's called The Dark Side of Kids TV, and apparently he's really sorry for his past behavior. You've seen it, Danny. You've seen it, Steve.
I've not only, but I've seen 2 episodes.
Okay.
I actually finished watching one of them this morning. I got up a little early so I could finish watching it because I had to go to bed, obviously. You know, I get up early in the morning. I'm like, you know what? I got up. I was a little, for some reason, I got up a little early. I think because our dog sometimes wakes me up a little bit earlier than usual. And I was like, I'm not going to lay back down. I'm going to go downstairs and finish episode 2.
Just out of curiosity, how early and how much did you have left to watch?
About 25 minutes. Wow. And I got up around like 2:45 this morning. And I was like, I could go back to bed. I seriously woke up and all I could think about was I want to keep watching this show. And especially if you've seen, I'm not going to spoil anything, although it's a lot of it's a documentary, it's a docuseries. But there's a part at the end of episode 2 to tease episode 3 where I was like, maybe we shouldn't work today. I need to see the rest of this. This is incredible. I don't know anything about any of these shows because this was after my time. I'm a little bit older than you guys. And so all I know about Nickelodeon really are the old reruns and Double Dare and then Family Double Dare and Mark Summers. And he makes an appearance in the first episode as well. But I didn't know anything about, what is it called? All That?
Oh, yeah.
All That, buddy.
I heard about it. I didn't know it was a sketch comedy show for kids.
It was like SNL for children. It was great.
And then Amanda Bynes. I didn't know that. I knew she was a child star. I didn't know she had her own show.
Oh, yeah, the Amanda Show.
And that's really what they've kind of focused on in the first 2 episodes was All That and Amanda. And I think they're going to start going into, what is it, Drake and Josh?
Drake and Josh.
That one I think was a little after. Those ones were a little after my time. But Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Well, yeah. See, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Salute Your Shorts. All of those shows, they weren't Dan Schneider though.
Oh, really? So that was before.
That was before.
Got it.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, I know Dan Schneider. When I started watching the documentary, and Dan, I know you watched the first episode. That he's the kid from the TV show Head of the Class, which might be before your guys' time. It was a dumb sitcom on one of the network channels, but it was really fun because it was about high school kids. And so, you kind of related to it. And they had, pretty much nerdy high school kid, overweight high school kid, and he was that kid. And hilarity ensued. I didn't know that he left Head of the Class and then became pretty much like Nickelodeon's golden child of creativity.
Yeah, he was a producer at Nickelodeon and was interviewed by Boogie, who used to be on iCarly, which was one of the shows. I don't think I've seen an episode of that, but here he is talking about the docuseries.
Watching over the past 2 nights, very difficult, facing my past behaviors, some of which are embarrassing and that I regret, and I definitely owe some people a pretty strong apology. Most TV writers, comedy writers have been in writers' rooms and they are aware that a lot of times there are inappropriate jokes made and inappropriate topics come up, but the fact that I participated in that, especially when I was leading the room, it embarrasses me. I shouldn't have done it. That was wrong. That was because I was an inexperienced producer. I was immature. Wouldn't happen today, but I'm just really sorry it happened.
So the whole documentary's bonkers. Like, honestly, I'm watching. I'm like, anyone who's like a boss needs to watch this. Like, they should make a boss watch this to be like, this is how you aren't supposed to treat your workers if it's true. It's so crazy because it's like all these crazy allegations from sexism to racism to obviously there's like some heavy stuff about like, pedophiles working at Nickelodeon and all this kind of stuff. And then it would just be like, blah, 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 craziness. And then they would just have text because they didn't talk to, or they tried probably to talk to Dan. And all it would say is Dan denies all of these things. And you're like, well, there's like 13 people telling these stories from different parts of this Nickelodeon world. All I could think about was I needed to talk to you guys because I've never seen these shows. Now I'm seeing clips. I actually need to talk to your parents. How did they let you guys watch this show?
Which was the one specifically in question?
All that.
Oh,
They showed some of these clips of what, and what's her face, the Amanda show. Mm-hmm. Some of these clips, I mean, I know we grew up. My generation, we grew up with Looney Tunes. Sure. And there was adult jokes in Looney Tunes.
For sure.
But it's okay because there were cartoons. They didn't make children do these adult jokes. Like one of them has like one of the girls, I think it was Ariana Grande, like squeezing a potato and doing it in a very suggestive way. And then stuff happens. And then there's parts where like, there's a pickle involved with like a hole. And I'm just like, how? And even one of the parents was like, why are we doing adult jokes with these children? And that's all I kept thinking about. I know like hindsight's 2020, but man, this is a weird time of television. I'm very disappointed in your mom, Dan, for letting you watch the show.
Hearing you talk about it doesn't necessarily trigger memories of those specific instances, but this is my homework assignment tonight. I'm going home to watch this
and that's true.
docuseries.
In all fairness, all I'm seeing are like a supercut of all of these sexually suggestive clips. I don't know how it was watching it. Maybe these were few and far between.
See, I was thinking about it because the Nickelodeon was my life. Like, I was not a Disney kid when growing up. I was on Disney Channel. I was all Nickelodeon. So all of these shows, with the exception of the Amanda show, that was the only one that I never really got super into. But like even the ones past that, like iCarly, Victorious, Zoe 101, they're all Dan Schneider shows. And I was like, wow, watching this thing, this is my childhood. And like seeing those things, like as a kid, I didn't get the references. Like,
right.
And so that's what I think the whole point was, is that like when you're watching it as a kid, it was never dirty. It was never like anything like that. I think that when you look back on it as an adult, though, and you see what they were making these kids do, it's like, it's kind of creepy that an adult had that idea to make a kid like act out.
Like, I don't blame the kids, obviously. They have no idea.
The kids had no idea.
The fact that like these producers and directors and all these people are just like, yeah, let's put them in this weird situation where she's sexually suggestive and how she's laying on a bed and we're squirting water on her.
Yeah.
I was like, what the? Or like there's obviously like, it seems like he has a thing for feet because there's like scenes where like, let me see if I can fit my toe in my mouth. And I'm like,
oh boy.
It's crazy. The whole time I'm watching, I'm like, dude, you younger folks are wild for watching these shows.
Well, now, I mean, it explains Sarah a lot more to us these days. So,
Sarah, did you watch these shows?
Oh, of course I did. Yeah,
it does explain things.
We do have a clip of Dan talking about the content not aging well.
Oh, yeah? You think?
All these jokes that the show covered over the past 2 nights was written for a kid audience because kids thought they were funny. Now we have some adults looking back at them 20 years later, and they're looking at them and they're saying, I don't think that's appropriate for a kid show. I have no problem with that. If that's how anyone feels, let's cut those jokes out of the show. Just like I would have done 25 years ago. I cut it.
Yeah, but there's even parts where like some of these kids are like, yeah, I didn't want to wear a skin tight outfit, and then have like this. There's one guy, he talks about how he was like a superhero with a giant nose, but it also looked very phallic. Oh, and then like he would sneeze and like it would land on someone's face, Lord. And it's just like, I can't believe that you guys were getting away with this, and no parent was just. And then there's obviously some heavy stuff that happens in episode 2 with like guys that were working on the show that turned out to be very creepy, and when you see that and you see how some of the parents were, and it's just, man, it is intense, but it's a great documentary.
And when is the next episode?
They're all out.
Yeah, they're all
out.
Yeah,
okay,
all
right.
You can binge them today.
And I feel like there's like a billion different ways. Like, I know it's on the ID channel.
Yeah.
But I watched it on Max, which is the Max app. So it was without commercials, which was great. There's one part where one of these guys is weird. And he's pen pals with John Wayne Gacy, the serial killer. And he's showing like artwork the whole thing was just like, every time, just when I think this thing has gotten as crazy as it can be, they're like, here's something else that's totally bonkers. Yeah, I highly recommend watching it. I just want to sit and watch the rest of this docu-series.
That's my homework assignment.
And
then.
shame people like Danny and Sarah for watching the show so filthy. It's crazy though. Like you're right, because like when I was a kid, I watched Looney Tunes. I was like, I didn't know any of the jokes, but it's just weird when kids are doing those adult jokes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference. Well, Rockaholics, could you imagine coming home to find out that someone had ripped the roof off of your house? And then could you imagine being happy that they did it? This did happen. And you're going to hear from the homeowners at 7:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no-magic.
Listening to your favorite podcast? That's smart. Earning your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University? That's really smart. With 24/7 access to coursework, no set class times, and dedicated student support, you can go to school when and where it works for you. Low online tuition means you can even do it for less. And dedicated student support means we'll be with you from day one to graduation and beyond. Join a community of learners just like you. Go to snhu.edu today to start your free application.
Rockaholics, we know that at some point you have received something beyond awesome for free. Free 99. We want to hear what that was. Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. There is a family in Oklahoma that got a free roof.
Okay.
Do you say roof or roof?
Roof.
Roof.
Yeah.
The roof.
Yeah, it's not the rough.
Roof is on
the rough
fire.
is on fire.
Ugh.
We don't need no water.
Let the
Burn, mother blanker. Burn.
Well, some contractor had a classic mix-up, and he had the address wrong and accidentally tore up a random home's roof.
Do you think the people were in the house when that happened? That would be terrifying.
So thankfully,
Babe, you want to come in here? What's going on? The roof is coming off the top of our house. The roof is on fire. The roof is flying.
Thankfully, he did the right thing and hooked the family up with a new roof for free.
Wouldn't that be awesome if it's like an older house and they've been talking about how like they're like at some point in the next 5 years we're probably going to have to get a new roof, and that's not cheap.
Or you think about like if you list your house for sale and they do the inspection, they're like, "Yo, you need a whole new roof."
Even only having our house for a couple of years, I'd be up for a free roof just because it kind of adds a couple more years to me having to wait until I have to get another new roof.
The homeowners are Deborah and Scott Senner, and Doug is the owner of Graco Roofing and Construction, and they talk about this brand new free roof.
Oh my gosh, we didn't order a roof. It was about 80% off when they realized the mistake. And that's when we get the phone call.
Oh, wow. How can we make this mistake? But here's what we can do to fix it. They were very gracious, very sweet. They understood, a little shocked, obviously. It was really pretty funny.
Crazy.
We were a total advocate for him.
If they were home and they heard it happening, could you imagine just like, hey, maybe we can get a free roof out of this? Don't say anything.
I would just be freaking the F out thinking like there's like some crazy like attack happening. Like why? Or like some crazy storm. I mean, that just seems bonkers to me.
And roofs can be what, $40,000 to $80,000?
I don't know.
I think so.
I've been fortunate in my life to never have to replace a roof.
Oh.
Like I've either moved before that's happened, or luckily with our new home, it was a new home when we moved into it. So we've got a couple of years, I think, until we have to worry about this.
So what have you received for free?
Whew. Man, it's silly, but when that guy recently, what was the guy's name? The guy that made us all those hats with the Daily Migs Show logo. Is it Brian? Yeah.
It was Brian.
And the mugs. I was like, that just kind of put a big smile on my face because we're a brand new show, and the guy was just so like into what we were doing. They decided to sit down and make those. But the one that pops into my head recently that blew me away was there's a guy who listened. There's a guy by the name of Kenny Sprague. Kenny is an awesome dude, a great drummer, and he messaged me just like, dude, I love you. I've always been a fan of what you do, and I now make snare drums, and I want to gift you a snare drum. And snare drums are not cheap, and the ones that he makes are also very. I love anything that's like mom and pop. Like I love getting like goalie gear, drum stuff. Like I love like working with like a small business because it's just a different level of the touch that they put into it. It's like, you know, a little more TLC.
A little attention to detail.
Then like a random company just like cranking them all out. But like the style of snare drum that he made is like it's very elaborate. I think it's called like a stave snare drum, and he made it for me and then sent it to me. He even put my wrestling logo on it, which I thought was really freaking cool. And man, when I pulled out a drumstick and just nailed that thing, it sounded amazing. I love this snare drum, and every time I just screw around and play on it, all I think about is Kenny. I'm like, that was one of the coolest things I've ever received.
That's rad.
What about you?
So many things. No, not really. Actually, kind of most recently, we had a friend that decided to upgrade their camper situation, and they bought this totally sick, brand new Nobo, which is no boundaries.
I still don't know what that means.
It's a really rad like camping trailer.
Oh, okay.
That you pull with a truck. So he gifted us his vintage. I think it's a 1968 Aristocrat like canned ham trailer.
No.
And it needs some work because it's older and you have to, so we bought a new cover for it and we've been putting,
Yeah, but it's free, so it's kind of a fun project.
Yes, it's a totally fun project and I'm pretty excited about it. So we've done some little things. Actually, Thrill's wife does upholstery. We're going to have to reupholster the seat cushions, all that kind of stuff. But, getting a brand new trailer, or not a brand new to us trailer for free is pretty cool.
And it's something that you'll put to use.
Absolutely.
All right, Danny, what about yourself?
I think that when I was going to Disneyland a lot, my old manager, first off, hooked it up to where we were able to go eat at Club 33.
That's the fancy pants place that you have to have like a special, like you have to do some stuff to Mickey in order to get in there, right?
Exactly, yeah. And it's like you can't just go, and he got us reservations because he knew somebody. And then we get there.
He knew Pluto.
The entire meal was paid.
Wow.
And I mean, we're talking.
What are we talking price-wise?
$150 a plate.
Is that much?
Oh, yeah.
Is it Michelin starred or is it just Mickey starred?
And Mickey starred, man. Yeah, I mean, you're eating in the restaurant that was built for Walt Disney.
I love that.
Yeah, super cool.
Rockaholics, what was the coolest thing that you have ever gotten for free? Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls after AC/DC.
The Daily Migs Show.
Who doesn't love a freebie? Rockaholics, what was the coolest thing that you ever got for free? Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. Ryan in Tacoma, for you, it was a whole boat.
What?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, what kind of boat was it?
Hey, good morning, guys. It was a Astro 1800. It had a 150 horsepower Mercury outboard. My old man and I, we were out on American Lake in his little flat bottom 10-foot boat and fishing off, the big houses, docks.
Yeah.
The guy comes out and he's like, "Hey, you guys want a bass boat?" And we were like, "What? A bass boat?" Yeah, sure. Let's take a look. Thinking it's something like we're already in, and yeah, full on 18-foot bass boat with the trailer, completely free.
So, what was his reasoning behind wanting to give it to you guys? Did he tell you?
So he had got a couple jet skis, brand new, and the boat was just taking up space on his shoreline. He wanted space for his kids to play and stuff, so he was like, "If you guys could take it right now, you could have it." I said, "Pop, load up the boat. We're getting out of here."
Hell yeah.
Ryan, what do you think the retail price on something like that would be?
The motor itself was like $2,500, $3,000, because it was like a 90s boat. I didn't go so far into the boat and the trailer, but it had to be, at least $6,000-8,000. I'm guessing.
It does it makes me wonder if he hit up other people and they were like, no, because they're like, well, what's the catch? Some people just don't want to take something free because they think there's a catch.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe he went through like a few people and finally he was like, oh, okay, I found Ryan. And Ryan's like, hell yeah, Dad, let's go.
Yeah, we, the next time we were out on the lake, we dropped a big bottle of bourbon on his dock for him.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's the right thing to do.
Knowing that guy, he probably gifted it to the neighbor.
Andy in Tacoma, I've never flown first class. Can you just describe it to me a little bit?
Oh, my God. I felt like such a rock star. I'd been treated really poorly in Seattle on my way to London. I was just talking to him about it in London at the counter. So, is there anything you guys can do to help me out? And the young lady was really nice and said, you know what? We have a couple seats available in first class. Would you like to move up there? And I said, let me think about that. Yes.
I was just saying, it's not like you'd be like, no, I'm good. Give it to somebody else.
So I was in the upstairs level. I had to walk up the staircase to get up into first class. There's only like 20 seats up there. I had a 2-seat all to myself, seat laid flat, best service, great food. Oh my God, it was wonderful.
And how many hours is that flight from London to Seattle?
Well, this was from London to Bangalore, India, and it's about a 9 flight.
I'm sorry, what was it? How long?
About 9 hours.
Oh, dude, what an upgrade. That's so awesome.
I've also never been on an airplane with a staircase before.
Stairs. I know, same here. I always get kind of excited when I have like the planes that have the 3 rows.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. I just got like, oh, this is crazy. Like, look how big this plane is.
We are living.
I've never been in an upstairs airplane.
Kirk in Kirkland, for you, it was a car that you got for free.
Yeah, I worked construction, and I was given a car as a bonus.
Whoa.
What kind of car?
A Kia Rio.
Nice.
We love Kias around here.
We're a Kia family over here.
Do you still have the car today?
I actually put over 280,000 miles on it and traded it off and got another Kia.
Nice.
That is
Brand
awesome.
loyalty.
I am looking at some of the text messages at 206-803-ROCK, and one person said the coolest thing I ever got was from you guys, KISW. Back White River Amphitheater, when Kiss and Aerosmith played together, my dad got us lawn seats. As we were sitting there, I feel like it might have been Taryn who walked up and offered us tickets for free, stating that we had extras and we're just going to give them away. We didn't think we could be that close to the seats, but we said, you know what, we'll take them. And we kept moving closer and closer to the stage. We ended up being 10 seats away, and Gene Simmons spit blood on me. It was one of the greatest days of my life. Thank you, guys.
I can't take credit for that. I don't think it was me, but that's awesome.
It was totally me.
It was totally Migs in a blonde wig.
I've done that before, though, like where I'm somewhere and I'm like, hey, do you want an upgrade? And going back to the boat story, there's been plenty of times where people are like, no, I'm good. I'm like, well, where's your seats? They're like, 300 level. I'm like, I have a pair of 100 level. Then I think they think I'm trying to try and get money out of them or something. I'm just like, they're just going to go to waste if you don't take them. And then finally, somebody will overhear what's going on and they'll be like, can I get those tickets? I'm like, yeah, sure. Here you go. It's like, have a blast.
I call it playing the ticket fairy. It's
Yes.
one of my favorites. Jeremy in Bothell, yours involves a hotel room that was free?
Yes, it was. Good morning, everyone.
What's up?
Yeah. So when I was in the military, I was sent down to San Diego to do a paint thing, a class that I had to spend a couple weeks down, and they put me in this hotel. And as I was getting into town, there was a big firestorm that was like knocking out houses, and people were being evacuated. And so me in my own room, I walked to check in, and there's all these people in the lobby getting turned away because they have nowhere to go. And I called up my friend. I said, hey, can I crash on your couch for the next 2 weeks?
Oh.
He was like, let's do it. And so I went to the lobby and I said, hey, I'm going to give them my room. I wanted to say put it on the Navy's tab, but I don't know. They just...
That's awesome.
That's
you did that,
really
man.
cool of you, Jeremy. That's good people right there.
One that just got texted, and I just want to share about the Seahawks. I got to go to the Seahawks 2013 NFC Championship game, the one with the Richard Sherman tip, and I got to go for free.
Oh.
My boss's girlfriend had gotten sick and couldn't go. I almost didn't respond to his text that morning because I thought he was going to ask me to go to work.
That's legendary. Rockaholics, we know that at some point you have had a ridiculous run-in with the law, one that you'll never forget. Call us up now as we would love to hear the story. Plus, that story will give you a chance at winning tickets to see Slash from Guns N' Roses. Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls at 7:50.
The Daly Migs Show.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no magic.
From executive producer Jimmy Kimmel.
What's up, team? Just two people can't launch a brand. It takes a village.
We are MMD Hollywood.
Wow,
which stands for medical marijuana.
Due to restrictions, we can't tell you everything about our new reality series. But what we can say is the idea behind it is fully baked.
I don't know.
High hopes, Streaming 420 on Hulu.
Listening to your favorite podcast? That's smart. Earning your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University? That's really smart. With 24/7 access to coursework, no set class times, and dedicated student support, you can go to school when and where it works for you. Low online tuition means you can even do it for less. And dedicated student support means we'll be with you from day one to graduation and beyond. Join a community of learners just like you. Go to snhu.edu today to start your free application.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no magic.
Listening to your favorite podcast? That's smart. Earning your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University? That's really smart. With 24/7 access to coursework, no set class times, and dedicated student support, you can go to school when and where it works for you. Low online tuition means you can even do it for less. And dedicated student support means we'll be with you from day one to graduation and beyond. Join a community of learners just like you. Go to snhu.edu today to start your free application.
From executive producer Jimmy Kimmel.
What's up, team? Just two people can't launch a brand. It takes a village.
We are MMD Hollywood.
Wow,
which stands for medical marijuana.
Due to restrictions, we can't tell you everything about our new reality series. But what we can say is the idea behind it is fully baked.
I don't know.
High Hopes. Streaming 420 on Hulu.
Now on the Daly Migs Show.
Damn. Some birds aren't meant to be caged. Yet, here we are, butt naked, eating soggy bologna sandwiches. Figure it's time to get busy living and get busy winning.
Let's play Cellmates.
In the game Cellmates, lawbreakers can become game changers. And this week we are playing for tickets to see Slash at Merrymore Park on July 8th. Let's meet our Cellmates. We have Tristan in Puyallup. How fast do you have to be going to get a $432 speeding ticket?
What?
About 126 miles an hour.
Where were you driving at that time?
I was coming back from my grandparents' house. I was 17 years old in Santa Rosa, California, and I was heading back to Olympia, Washington, where I grew up. And I was just outside Redding, California, that really just dead space where there's like nothing, no towns, no just trees and road. And yeah, that's where I was at.
Did you look at Grandma and Grandpa and say, I'm going to get back to Washington in 30 minutes. Watch me.
No, I did not, sir.
What kind of car were you driving?
I had a fantastic, it was a 73 RS Camaro, and my sister is a Corvette person, and she belongs to Corvette Club of America, and I actually, from one of the members, picked up a 1968 375 horse 327 and then built the holy living heck out of it.
Wow.
And yeah, so it was a really ridiculously fast car.
So what was that moment when you get pulled over by the cop? Like, what did that conversation sound like?
A lot of words I cannot say on the radio.
He was pissed.
Yeah, he literally walked up and threw his trooper hat on the ground.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Are you still into cars today and driving fast?
No, I'm in my 50s. I've mellowed out. Thank you. So yeah, it's actually pretty funny. I'm a crazy hiker and everything, so I roll a Subaru now.
Nice. All right, Tristan.
Young Tristan would be so embarrassed.
Tristan, we're going to meet your cellmate, who is Matthew in Woodinville. Matthew, how hard is it to get kicked out of a 7-Eleven?
Well, I not only got kicked out, I got banned from them.
You got banned from 7-Eleven?
In Western Washington, though. Just in Western Washington.
Okay, so Spokane, you're good.
Do they put your picture up in the back room or something?
I always wondered about that, but that was the judge's orders.
Dude, I have seen like certain convenience stores where you see like by the register, there's like a bunch of pictures of people. And I'm like, that must be the blacklist. Like of all the people who are not allowed in this establishment. So there's a good chance that you might be on that.
Well, every store got my picture. Usually I think that's for the shoplifters.
So did you ever try and test your luck and go into that 7-Eleven to see if you actually are banned from it?
I've had 1,000 Slurpees since then.
You can't stop me from getting my Slurpees.
Out of curiosity, how long ago was this?
This would have been early 2000s.
All right.
And so what led to you getting in trouble? I know you were drunk, but what happened? Like, did you do something that pissed off the employee at 7-Eleven or how did that?
I'm going to, the quick rundown, because it's a long story.
Okay.
I was at Fremont Fair all day, and we were having fun drinking. I finished the day drinking at the Buckaroo Tavern.
Nice.
And it was time to go home, and I knew I was not driving. So this was before I didn't have a cell phone yet. There was just only flip phones and stuff, but I didn't have one. I didn't have my flip phone with me. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, so I wandered up to the first payphone I found at 7-Eleven. Spent about $4 in change on a payphone that didn't work, but too drunk to realize to quit putting change in it.
Oh, my gosh.
So when I ran out of dollar bills, I even went into 7-Eleven to buy a Coke to get more change to put in the broken phone. So eventually I realized the phone wasn't going to work for me no matter how much money I put into it. And so I walked up to the counter and I asked the gentleman, I said, sir, can I use your phone? I've been drinking all day, Fremont Fair. I'd like to call my brother and get a ride home. And he said no. And I said, well, wait a minute. I said, okay. I said, listen, I don't need to use the phone. I said, I'll give you the phone number. You just call him, tell him I'm an idiot, and please come pick me up. And then that's when he told me just to leave the store and that all this. And then I got belligerent on top of what he said. And he told me to leave again, and I got more belligerent. Then he said he was going to call the police, and I said, well, I'm leaving. So I had left the store and was walking down towards the Red Mill Burgers. So I was up by Woodland Park Zoo. And about 4 or 5 blocks down the road, the cops pulled me over and asked if I had been 7-Eleven. And I said, yeah, that guy's really mean.
I'd be like, dude, you can call the cops. You can't call my brother.
In public, and then they put me overnight, and the judge next morning released me on OR on the condition that I stay out of 7-Elevens in Western Washington.
So most importantly about all this, what is your favorite flavor of a Slurpee?
I said Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
See, I can't rock with that.
What do you do?
I've never tried it, but
then how do you know you can't rock with that?
Because it just sounds like a terrible idea.
Sounds like a great idea.
Is it really that good?
You know what it's really good for?
Well, he's willing to bust his own band to go get it.
Next time you have a hangover, get yourself a Coca-Cola Slurpee and have your life changed.
Okay,
get it all back.
But I can't be drunk there because
no, you cannot.
I usually go with like a blue or a purple flavor.
Okay, what are you?
Great.
12?
Oh, I didn't realize that in order to be a mature adult, you have to have a Coca-Cola Slurpee. Thank you for schooling me, Taryn Daly.
Steve Migs, based on the severity of the crimes of these two cellmates, who should go first in the game?
They're both great stories, and they both sound like awesome people. So let's go with Matthew.
All right, Matthew.
Even though he likes Coca-Cola Slurpees.
Matthew, Reinventing the Steel was released in 2000 as the 9th and final album from which recently reformed metal band?
I should know this. I'm going to go with Pantera.
You would be right, my friend. Tristan, in order for the game to continue, you must get this question right.
Oh,
Tristan,
all right.
The song Whole Lotta Rosie is about a one-night stand, a true story from which AC/DC frontman?
Wow. It's Bon Scott, is that right?
It is right. All right, Matthew, back to you. The sitar was invented in what country?
The what?
The sitar was invented in what country?
India.
That is correct. Tristan, again, you must get this question right for the game to continue. Opening in 1998, what is the name of the hall that serves as home to the Seattle Symphony?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that would be Benaroya Hall.
Benaroya.
Congratulations to Matthew in Woodinville. You are going to see Slash. Yeah, baby. Marymore Park, July 8th. sunshine, outdoor
I'm
drinking.
sure there's at least 2 or 3 7-Elevens on the way when you go there.
Slurpees galore.
Yeah. Make it rain with Slurpees.
Well, Rockaholics, yesterday was a fun day because we got into a full-on fight with our listeners about milk being gross. The fight has literally continued into today.
We are still getting text messages about it. First thing in the morning, I'm reading texts about this milk controversy.
But there is a certain type of food that most people say is beyond gross. What is it? We're going to tell you what it is after Lincoln Park.
The Daily Migs Show.
Yesterday, we had a very spirited argument with our listeners about whether or not it's gross to drink milk in your adult years.
Yes.
Turns out we're the minority.
Well, I mean, the first text we got this morning, I literally opened up our text line and it says, I'm behind on the milk debate, but my take is milk is okay from 0 to 10 years old and 65 plus. Milk drinkers from 11 to 64 are serial killers.
Whoa.
Yes.
I mean, we didn't say that. The
No,
texter did.
that's the texter.
Don't
That-
shoot the messenger.
And that text came from our friend Sarah over here, who I believe your husband George continued to troll you yesterday, huh?
Yes, he literally went to the store just to get a huge gallon of milk and then proceeded to chug it in front of my face.
I also love that he wasn't just chugging it in a glass. It was like a ginormous beer stein.
He had a stein?
He
Filled.
sure did. Is that ridiculous?
I love him.
I respect it.
And he just drank it in like less than a minute.
Did he have the milk mustache?
Yes, and it was so gross.
Did you make out with him after?
Hell no. He got no loving yesterday.
Well, on the heels of that debate, we came across a survey about the grossest foods.
What would you pick as your grossest food?
It's what's number one on this list.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So what's number one?
Black licorice.
Yeah, I'm never gonna go and get it. But no, yeah, you're right. It's pretty gross. Never mind. I'm trying to argue that it's not that bad, but the times I've had it, it's not good. And once people put it in my head that Jägermeister, it tastes just like licorice. It really did change. It was like a psychological thing. I stopped enjoying the Jägermeister. I had to switch to Fireball to get wasted.
Do you like it, Danny?
No, I don't like black licorice, but it's not in my top 10 of the worst. Like,
what would you put at number one?
Number one, baked beans.
So if we were doing a Mount Rushmore of gross foods, baked beans would be on your list?
Number one, and I'll tell you why. It was when I was a kid, in kindergarten, they served baked beans at lunch, and they served me way too many baked beans, and I ate them all because I felt like if I didn't, I was going to get in trouble. Well, those baked beans did not stay down in my stomach, and they went all over the playground. And ever since that one time, all baked beans. I don't care if they're from a 99-cent can or if they're from the best barbecue restaurant in Texas. They all taste exactly the same, and they are trash.
So you got chick-shadled into a baked bean addiction.
So bad.
Did the children make fun of you and call you black beans? Or black beans?
Black
baked
beans.
beans?
No, they did not.
Oh, my God. You
Danny
poor
baked
thing, though.
beans?
Danny baked beans.
Yeah.
That is so sad,
Yeah,
though.
number one worst food in the world, baked beans.
What about number two on this list? It is blue cheese.
Yum!
I love blue cheese.
Okay, there are some people that get so passionate about how nasty blue cheese is. Whenever I would get chicken wings, it would be like, do you want ranch or blue cheese? And I'm like, I'm fine with either, but if I have to pick, I'm going blue cheese all the time. I like those little chunks of cheese in there.
I don't want either one.
What do you dip your chicken wings in?
Nothing.
What? What's wrong with you?
I just like them straight.
Well, I mean, they're fine that way, but you don't enjoy a little creaminess on your wing?
No, but you know what I do like? I like to dip the veggies in the blue cheese.
Oh, like the celery and the carrot?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not my wings.
Speaking of milk, have you ever met an adult who uses who dunks their chicken wings in a glass of milk?
I've never heard of that
I had
before.
a friend that used to do that. He would order a glass of milk, dip the chicken wings in, and eat them like that.
Is he trying to mess with you guys?
No, he loved it. I don't know why. I was like, absolutely not, because milk is for children, but
weird.
Okay, one that's on this list that people hate that I love is beets.
Yeah, it has to be done right. I remember one time, this is awful. I'm trying to keep it as morning friendly as possible, but my wife typically would make my lunch to bring to work, and so she would always put together like these really good meals. But one time it was just like a bunch of beets, and I'm like, I guess she made me a beet salad. Well, she accidentally gave me all the beets that she chopped up for a dinner that she was preparing, the Tupperware that had that, as opposed to the actual meal that she gave me. Oh. So she texted me, like, hey, I accidentally sent you all the beets. I'm like, yeah, I know. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I ate them all. She's like, you ate them all? I was like, I don't know. You give me something, I eat it. And I didn't realize. So when you hit the bathroom, I don't know if you've ever had a lot of beets.
Yeah.
I don't know how many beets you're talking about.
I had a moment of panic. I thought I was bleeding internally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Because I'll just leave it at that.
I had beet pizza one time. And
Beet
it
pizza?
was so good with golden
Really?
beets on it. Oh, my God, it was delicious.
The time that I got to work for All Elite Wrestling AEW, and I was backstage, and like if you weren't wrestling or doing anything, they're like, just hang catering, do whatever you want. They had, because they have a lot of people that are vegetarian, that are wrestlers or vegans, so they had regular like poke bowls or poke bowls, and then they also had poke bowls with beets instead of raw fish.
Oh.
And they prepared it in such a way that was just mind blowing. It was so good.
Well, you bring up poke bowl. Sushi is on this list.
Oh. You know, there was a time, though, when I first moved out here and I tried sushi, and I thought it was the grossest thing ever. Because I didn't know. I wasn't ready for it.
You didn't know what you didn't know.
I tried to, you know what it was? I tried to bite a piece of the roll. Like, I didn't just throw the whole roll in my mouth. And then, like, the seaweed, it was just like, this is nasty. Why do people like this? And now that's like my favorite thing to eat.
These are apparently the grossest foods according to a survey. We talked about this too, and you guys actually sampled my pickles. But we got to take it a step further because we debated a little bit about sweet pickles versus dill pickles. Sarah is all about the sweet. Danny, you like the sweet?
No, I hate the sweet.
Do you like the sweet?
Sweet what, pickles?
Pickles?
Yeah.
Okay, so you two are sweet and we are not.
Yeah, we're
We
spicy.
are no.
I like all pickles.
Same.
Except for the ones that are featured in that damn Nickelodeon documentary.
Oh my God.
With Mr. Pickle.
No.
With Unquiet and Set.
How about broccoli?
I'm okay with it cooked.
Yeah.
I would eat broccoli all day.
Raw?
Yeah.
It's not raw.
Oh my God. Steve Migs, I'm not even joking. My sister, she's blonde. I'm gonna throw that out there. Called my mom and asked her one time if you could eat broccoli raw.
I even was like, yeah, of course I could eat raw broccoli. What?
You gotta wash it.
Which is not raw broccoli, it's just broccoli.
Your mom should have just leaned in on that. I hope you didn't.
You're going to be ill.
You can get sick and die. You might want to go to the hospital and get your stomach pumped and let them know why.
Well,
they have a special pump for those raw broccolis.
Rockaholics, today happens to be a day that most of our country bonds over something. That something is a thing that a couple members of the show could care less about. What is it? We're going to tell you at 8:20.
The Daly Migs Show.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no-magic.
From executive producer Jimmy Kimmel.
What's up, team? Just two people can't launch a brand. It takes a village.
We are MMD Hollywood.
Wow,
which stands for medical marijuana.
Due to restrictions, we can't tell you everything about our new reality series. But what we can say is the idea behind it is fully baked. High Hopes. Streaming 4/20 on Hulu.
Listening to your favorite podcast? That's smart. Earning your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University? That's really smart. With 24/7 access to coursework, no set class times, and dedicated student support, you can go to school when and where it works for you. Low online tuition means you can even do it for less. And dedicated student support means we'll be with you from day one to graduation and beyond. Join a community of learners just like you. Go to snhu.edu today to start your free application.
UW Medicine is the only health system in Washington where a top-rated medical school and a research powerhouse are directly connected to improve your health. That means the doctors caring for you are the same people advancing medical research and teaching the next generation of outstanding physicians. From wellness checks to complex surgeries, we're committed to providing you with the best care every day. UW Medicine, a higher degree of healthcare.
What is something that everyone seems to be into that you just aren't? 206-803-ROCK. It is March Madness, and the first round of the NCAA tournament starts today. My Cougs are playing.
What time's that game at? 7 o'clock?
7:05, baby.
Oh, you're going to have a late night tonight there, Taryn.
I am having a slight panic attack, though, because last year we had a cable service, and this year we're just streaming people now, and I'm worried. I'm like, what is this True TV? I don't know all the channels. I'm a little worried that we don't have it with our current streaming subscription. So if anyone has any tips.
Between now and 7, you might actually become a cable provider person again. It might be for the best that you don't get to watch the game.
Stop. Wow. You and your negative energy about my Cougars. Don't you want to see the Cinderella story unfold in your home state?
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Lobos. New Mexico, of course. Duh.
I'm also rooting for the Lobos. Danny's very excited.
It'd be fun to see the Cougars at least get out of the first round. I mean, it's been an incredible season for them. I think they will.
Absolutely. There's a new poll that's out. 30% of Americans say they plan on doing a bracket this year, and more than half of them will actually put money on it.
I have not done a bracket in over 10 years. I'm just not. I've never been a March Madness person. Like, yeah, every once in a while you get excited when you hear about like the Cinderella teams. You're like, oh, I kind of want to watch that game now. But I just get too overwhelmed because I don't know anything about. I don't know much about basketball in general, and college basketball I absolutely know nothing about. And then Danny or Sarah just put one of the stupid brackets right in front of my face and like fill it out. It's like, all right, fine.
I was very aggressive. I literally was holding his headphones hostage.
I know that we've already filled out our brackets, but maybe we should have our 4-year-olds do a bracket.
Oh, gosh.
And see if they do a better job picking than we do.
I don't know I think Tatum will just color random colors on the bracket. She won't even like fill it out.
That would be Barrett's way of choosing is like his 2 favorite colors are red and blue. So any red and blue team I think he would pick.
Do we know what time the first game is?
I think it's early. I mean, it's early, right? Like,
I don't know.
Danny's going to find out. Danny's the quality control person here.
I just preface this by saying I don't care about college basketball, and you're looking at me like I should know the time. I'm just thinking if I could get home in time, I absolutely will try and see if Tatum will fill out a bracket.
All right, I'm down.
I picked my bracket solely on the teams, the names of the college, whatever was the shortest name. That way I could quickly write their name in. That's why I have NC going all the way to the end.
Of course.
Yeah. North Carolina.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
I have WSU and Gonzaga. Wow.
See, I have a better chance of winning this than you do.
You absolutely do.
And I feel like Tatum will be able to figure it out better than you do as well.
I'm living on a prayer, baby. That's how it works. 1 in 3 Americans say they are going to follow the NCAA March Madness this year. And we'll see if it...
The first game starts at 9:15 this morning.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So our kids are late to their picks.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Danny's pretty fired up. The Lobos. What are they? Are they an 11 seed? No.
11 seed, yeah.
11 seed.
Yeah.
All right.
They're going all the way to the finals, and they're winning it all, guys.
You don't really mean that.
I do, actually. And it's funny because the last time that the Lobos went to the NCAA tournament was over 10 years ago. I think
it's a big deal.
It's a big deal for New Mexico. Like, they won the Mountain West Conference. And it's funny because I was looking back at my, like, time hop or, like, the Facebook memories. And 10 years ago, I posted, I don't know much about basketball, but the Lobos are going to the Final Four. So I just...
How'd that work out for you?
Not well.
Yeah.
Yay, hoops.
So he said if you have Max, the streaming service,
good.
You'll be able to watch it on Max.
I think we're set then. This is good news. Steve Migs, what's something that everybody gets fired up about that you don't get fired up about besides March Madness?
Well, definitely March Madness. I'm trying to think of like what I honestly, I was just thinking about March Madness. I didn't have anything else that I could think of. I get excited whenever anyone's excited about most things. I enjoy being around people who are passionate about anything. So, you know what it would be? It's a lot of these episodic television shows, like the Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead. Like, I want to get into them, but then I give it a whirl, and I'm like, after a couple of episodes, more often than not, I'm like, I just don't have this. I don't have this in me to watch this multiple times during the week and binge it because there's already like 70 billion episodes. So that would be I would say for the most part, it's anything that's like super. I'm a fan of stupid sitcoms.
Yeah.
You know, like The Neighborhood. It's the greatest show in the world, in my opinion, because you don't need to watch every episode. You can just put it on. And
dip in, dip out.
And it's new, so it's like whenever there's a new episode, I'm like, new episode of The Neighborhood, babe. Let's go see what Cedric the Entertainer's going to do today. And that to me is like that. I'm a dope that likes old school sitcoms.
For me, a thing that everybody's into right now that I'm not into, it's those Stanley Cups.
See, my wife is the same way. She's like, I don't get the appeal. as she has a Stanley Cup in her hand. And I'm just like, what do you mean? She's like, I don't understand why people are going crazy about this as she's waving the Stanley Cup in my face. And I'm just like, well, why do you own one? She's like, well, it's just really convenient and it fits really well in my cup holder in my car. I'm like, well, you just answered your question. That's part of the appeal. That, and then also all the influencers are telling people to buy them.
Well, and that's the thing that it trips me out is that every time there's some new one that's getting released, people lose their minds and they battle for them and people are stealing them and all that. So how many Stanley Cups are you going to have in your collection? If you get one, isn't that good enough? You get one, or do you just keep collecting Stanleys?
I would imagine people like getting different colors.
That's really expensive collection.
How expensive are those?
They're like more than $50, right?
Well, I'm glad my wife only has one. Otherwise, I'd have to have a conversation with her.
I think they're like at least $50.
So he just said, does it matter if the games start early? Do you think Tatum's going to have an inside track on the games?
Yeah, really.
You know what? You're right. That's a very good point. I don't need to tell her the outcome of that first game. She's just going to pick randomly anyway. Man, Texter, sometimes you think these things out a lot better than I do.
Rockaholics, everyone is fired up about March Madness today, but as you can hear, some of the folks on the Daily Migs show don't really care. So what about you? What is something that everyone seems to be into that you just aren't? Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls after Guns N' Roses.
The Daily Migs Show.
Everyone is fired up about March Madness. Well, almost everyone. Not everyone on the Daily Migs show cares.
50%.
What about you, Rockaholics? What is something that everyone seems to be into that you're just not able to get behind? Give us a call, 206-803-ROCK. What's up, Brother Joe in Renton?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. So for you, it is a certain type of sports betting.
Yeah, parlay betting, where people choose the specifics of the outcome, and they have to all match 100% for you to win.
So outside of that style of sports betting, are you a sports bettor?
I mean, I put money on my bracket. I'm a Wildcat, Bear Down, Arizona.
I think I have them going pretty far.
You should.
I do. They were great.
Wildcats is a long name. I probably didn't pick them.
Brother Joe, what's the most you ever won in a sports bet?
I won $1,000, and that was back when the Hawks were playing the Steelers in the Super Bowl, and I actually chose the Steelers to win, not trying to be a hometown hero.
That's terrible, man. That's just bad. Very disappointed in you.
Thanks, Brother Joe.
I've never been a big sport. I tried it for a second with some of my buddies because we had some buddies that were doing like hockey betting, and I got into it for like a half a second. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is just the same way like fantasy sports.
Yeah.
I try it, and then it's just like after about like a couple of weeks, I just get so disinterested.
Sure.
It's like, oh, this is too much effort.
Well, I always forget to check my team, and then
That's what happens.
Then everybody's benched or
Yep.
something, and I'm like, shoot, and now
Yep.
I'm way behind.
Or somebody's injured and you forgot, and he's your starting quarterback. You know, it's like, son of a bitch.
I'm just not that into it.
Some of the texts we're getting at 206-803-ROCK, the WWE, WrestleMania. That's, how dare you?
Rude.
It is funny, though, when people, I don't care. I get people like it, people don't, but I always love when someone finds out I like wrestling and they're like, I think it's stupid. I'm like, okay. Like, okay. Like, I don't understand why you're so passionate about it. Like that you hate it that much, but it is what it is.
I mean, I'm not a giant wrestling fan yet, Steve, but there's still time. You can turn me.
When the WWE comes to town, I'm going to get you to go with me, and we're going to sit close, and you're going to get to experience how ridiculous it is.
Honestly, because it makes you so happy and it gets you so excited, it makes me more interested in it.
It is funny, though. Sometimes I'll be at home watching. Shocking. I know. But my wife will come home, and she'll kind of pay attention for a second. She's like, and there'll be that moment of clarity. She's like, what's wrong with you? Why do you like this? I'm like, I don't know. It just brings me back to my childhood. And it's just something that's still near and dear to my heart. I can't help it.
206-803-ROCK. What is something that everyone seems to be into that you just aren't? Give us a call.
Someone says, I kind of care about the tournament now more so because of your husband, Brad. I'm entered to win a new mattress if Michigan goes all the way. Let's go. What does that mean?
Luck. They do a promotion on his radio station called March Mattress.
That's funny.
And they pair up their listeners with a team, and as the brackets, continue, one person will have a very wonderful night's sleep at the end of it.
That's not a bad giveaway.
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
Can we enter?
Yes.
I mean,
we're not related.
You're
to
not
him.
related to me. I would think you'd be fine.
I need a new bed so badly, Taryn. Like mine's maybe 15, 20 years old.
You know what you should do is do what I do or did and just drink too much boxed wine and buy a Sleep Number bed in your drunken stupor. It'll change your life.
Why don't you get drunk and order us sleep number beds?
Yes.
Brad won't mind.
I mean, there is a certain level of drunk I could potentially achieve that could unlock that for you.
Somebody said all those Marvel and DC movies, I always fall asleep 15 minutes into them.
Yeah, agreed.
I like a lot of those Marvel movies. There just was too many.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where I couldn't remember which one. Like, I remember watching the first couple X-Men movies, and I was like, these are so incredible. I'm in. Like, I will forever watch these. And then I slipped and missed a couple. And then I would be like, oh, we haven't watched this one yet. And then like we'll be 30 minutes into the film and then we'll realize, wait a second, we saw this movie. And now I don't even know which ones we've seen. So I've just given up.
I've seen a handful of them. It's not really my thing, but I do love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. That's just like the greatest.
Oh, you
ever.
can't go wrong. He's a
my
badass.
God, yeah.
Yeah. Another person says I can't get into gnomes. They creep me out.
No. Are you kidding?
I only read that text because I know how much Sarah... Do you know Sarah's obsessed with gnomes?
I do. I almost actually bought you a set of gnomes at the dollar store yesterday, but I didn't. Yeah, because I was like, she might not like these because...
Why? What?
I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go back today.
All the gnomes.
I saw a set of 3 gnomes for $1.
I'm building a gnome home. When I move upstairs, I love them so much.
I'm going to go back to the Dollar Tree in Stanwood.
Where are you putting this gnome home?
All over the home, really. But there's this whole little kind of nook.
I'm sure Dad's real happy that he made the switch.
Honestly, that's like the one thing I'm actually really looking forward to. Like, not a bigger space, not a full kitchen, that I can finally build my gnome home.
I have a gnome question. It's a TV show from my childhood, but do you remember David the Gnome? Did any of you guys ever watch David the Gnome?
No.
Sarah, maybe we need to find the old episodes.
I will binge that.
Oh, yeah.
I would love that.
So, I mean, it's totally a children's show.
Were they doing anything that was sexually suggestive like everybody on Nickelodeon, apparently?
Not that I remember.
I gotta say, one thing that everyone seems to be into that I'm not is the royalty family. The royal family?
Yeah.
I don't care about the royal family either.
Well, especially recently because I think it was, I don't know if you saw all the people making their own photos trying to be Kate Middleton because everyone's going crazy about how she thinks she photoshopped or everyone thinks that. And I was like, why is everyone trying to like photoshop themselves into this photo? And then George had to tell me what was going on.
I saw that for a second and I was just like, once I see royal family, I instantly like tune out. I'm like, all right, moving on. I don't care.
That being said, The Crown, the TV series, The Crown is so fantastic.
Why?
Because it kind of unearths all of these different like secrets and storylines about the royal family going all the way back. And then it's funny because some of it was before my time. So I'm Googling it and looking it up on Wikipedia. And they really do a great job of telling like the true story of the royal family.
And where's that? Where can you watch that?
It was probably Netflix, I want to say.
Okay.
But it's really good. And again, I don't have a big crush on the royal family, but that show was really great and made me a little more interested in their history, I would say.
So it's something I don't care about. Everyone else seems to care about those crap ass sites like Wish, TikTok, Temu, all those. The majority of those sales seem too good to be true, and they probably are. I would just rather go to Walmart or Amazon and get something that I know is what I want. I fell for, I got sucked into the Temu thing.
Did you get something?
No. But I also was trying to find something like, I need this. I didn't realize what I was clicking on. And it sent me to Temu, and it's like, spin the wheel. So I spun the wheel, and then it says, you just got 75% off. I'm like, I know this is I was like, let's see how far this goes. And then it's like, actually, you could get 4 things for free. Pick whatever you want from this ping. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, so now I'm like stopping everything to pick the 4 things. And it was so random. Like, I had a toothbrush. I was picking like a random, it was like the most random things. I'm like, I would never think to buy this, but if I'm getting it for free, I'm going to get it, you know? And it was all this stuff, and I was ready to get it for free. And then like, now you just have to spend $40 to get all this stuff for free. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I spent literally like 30-ish minutes like picking things. Like, I was so stressed. I was like, do I need this? Do I need that? I was making random things, like a thing that turns your room into like the Aurora Borealis, like sky or whatever.
Wow. They almost had you.
They did. It's still in the cart. I get the emails every day saying your cart is still full. But I was like, this is so great. And then I realized, no, you have to still pay money to get these things for free. And I wasn't about to do that.
You can't take Steve Migs that easy. No way.
Well, they did. They got me pretty far. And now I'm on their email distribution list.
Rockaholics, how would you like to beat Steve? You know, the 69 decline, it didn't happen.
It's done. I'm now Mr. 69.
You have 69 wins. Is it 69 wins, 18 losses, and 10 ties?
Yes.
Holy smokes. You guys, you got to call us up. Put an end to this. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 8:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no-magic.
Listening to your favorite podcast? That's smart. Earning your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University? That's really smart. With 24/7 access to coursework, no set class times, and dedicated student support, you can go to school when and where it works for you. Low online tuition means you can even do it for less. And dedicated student support means we'll be with you from day one to graduation and beyond. Join a community of learners just like you. Go to snhu.edu today to start your free application.
From executive producer Jimmy Kimmel.
What's up, team? Just two people can't launch a brand. It takes a village.
We are MMD Hollywood.
Wowee.
Which stands for medical marijuana.
Due to restrictions, we can't tell you everything about our new reality series. But what we can say is the idea behind it is fully baked.
I don't know.
High Hopes. Streaming 4/20 on Hulu.
This is a promotional message for Alexia Sweet Potato Fries, and in the process of elucidating you on all the wondrous virtues Alexia Sweet Potato Fries have to offer, I intend to do so in a prodigious manner befitting of such a superlative side. That's because all Alexia creations are creatively crafted, from sweet potato fries that accomplish a delicate balance of sweet and savoury, without GMOs or superfluous additives, to the eloquent lexicon of our advertisements, like this one, because every Alexia experience is intended to feel creatively crafted and exceptional without exception. Alexia's Sweet Potato Fries. Do procure them in your grocer's freezer.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no-magic.
Listening to your favorite podcast? That's smart. Earning your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University? That's really smart. With 24/7 access to coursework, no set class times, and dedicated student support, you can go to school when and where it works for you. Low online tuition means you can even do it for less. And dedicated student support means we'll be with you from day one to graduation and beyond. Join a community of learners just like you. Go to snhu.edu today to start your free application.
From executive producer Jimmy Kimmel.
What's up, team? Just two people can't launch a brand. It takes a village.
We are MMD Hollywood.
Wowee.
Which stands for medical marijuana.
Due to restrictions, we can't tell you everything about our new reality series. But what we can say is the idea behind it is fully baked.
I don't know.
High Hopes. Streaming 4/20 on Hulu.
Top Class Actions Alert. In a groundbreaking move for the payment industry, Visa and MasterCard have come together for a historic $5.6 billion settlement. Top Class Actions is connecting business owners who accepted Visa or MasterCard from January 1st, 2004 to January 25th, 2019 to their share of this $5.6 billion settlement. Claim your share today at topclassactions.com/Visa. That's topclassactions.com/Visa.
The Daly Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Isaac from JBLM is. Isaac, are you there?
I sure am. How you doing?
So good. I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Isaac has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Frodo is a character from what film trilogy?
Lord of the Rings.
Correct. In which U.S. state would you find Fort Knox?
Kentucky.
Yes. What men's basketball team won the NCAA tournament last year?
I have no idea. Pass.
The 4 fundamental states of matter are solid, liquid, gas, and what?
Pass.
AC/DC had their late 70s album titled Let There Be What?
Rock.
Yes. Mila Kunis had her first kiss with future husband Ashton Kutcher on what sitcom?
That 70s Show.
Correct. What does the L stand for in the acronym LASER?
Pass.
What is the only active volcano on mainland Europe called?
The last question was light, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay. What was the question again?
What is the only active volcano on mainland Europe called?
Oh, pass.
A standard calendar year has approximately how many weeks?
52.
Yes. Which animal is on the Porsche logo?
Can you repeat that?
Which animal is on the Porsche logo?
Oh, man. Porsche. Isn't that? Oh, man. I think it's a cat.
No.
Jaguar? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's okay, Isaac. You got 6 correct, and that's, more than half. A solid 60%. That's like a D.
Yeah.
That's still passing?
Sarah, stop talking.
Is it passing?
We can work with it.
I don't know.
We can work with it.
I feel like it's passing. I don't know, actually. Can you tell I did really well in school? Steve, are you ready?
Yes!
Frodo is a character from what film trilogy?
Oh, the one where they walk in the woods. Lord of the Rings.
Correct. In which U.S. state would you find Fort Knox?
Fort Knox is in Texas.
No.
In North Dakota.
No.
California.
No.
Oh.
What men's basketball team won the NCAA tournament last year?
It wasn't the Washington State Cougars, I'll tell you.
Rude.
It wasn't.
Oh, crap. UConn.
Correct. The 4 fundamental states of matter are solid, liquid, gas, and what?
I don't know. Solid, liquid, gas, and light.
No.
Methane.
No.
Slushy?
No. AC/DC had their late 70s album titled Let There Be What?
Light.
No.
Let There Be Rock.
Yes. Mila Kunis had her first kiss with future husband Ashton Kutcher on what sitcom?
That 70s Show.
Correct. What does the L stand for in the acronym LASER?
Light.
Yes.
What?
Well, Steve, it doesn't matter because you got 5 correct, which is a loss. 6-5. Congratulations, Isaac.
Thank you. Finally, I am 1-2 against Migs.
Yeah, baby. Congrats, Isaac.
Well, good for you.
See, a D is passing, and Steve, you got 50%, which is a fail. So
D's nuts.
That's right, Isaac. That's right. Wow. Let's see. The 4 fundamental states of matter: solid, liquid, gas, and
energy.
Starts with a P.
I stopped myself.
Plasma.
Plasma.
We're brilliant, I swear, on this show. Also, one that Isaac got correct that you didn't. Fort Knox is in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I'm so impressed that you got laser stands. I did not know laser stood for anything.
Neither did I.
Honestly, I didn't either. I was
Today,
just
years old.
Light was on the brain, so I figured I'd just go with it, and it was right.
It was. And 3 that he got to that you didn't. What is the only active volcano on mainland Europe called?
Can I guess?
Yes.
Vesuvius?
Oh, nice job. I could not even think of anything.
I'm a volcano enthusiast.
I don't even know if I can name another volcano. Olympus.
Olympus Mons.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's in space.
Oh. What was it like Olympus? Just Olympus?
Mount Olympus? Yeah, of course.
A standard calendar year has approximately how many weeks?
52.
There we go. And what animal's on the Porsche logo?
Horse.
Yes. Okay, if you had gotten to those questions, you might have won.
You're just slow.
But you didn't.
Sounds like an inner voice just came out. You're slow. You're not wrong. Somebody said Porsche. It's called Porsche.
Oh.
It's not Porsche?
Yeah, I think it's Porsche.
I think it depends on if you're
none of us own one.
European or not.
And I'm not. It's like Target, a Porsche.
LaCroix
No, I think it's
or
actually-
LaCroix.
I think it is just Porsche, though.
Is it actually?
I think so. But isn't it like Jaguar?
Jaguar.
No. If anybody said that, they don't deserve to have that kind of car. I'm driving my Jaguar.
If that's how it's pronounced, that's how they want it pronounced.
We never are going to pronounce it like that. Jaguar. Porsche.
Remember the Bentley commercial lady? That was the best. Oh, I'm not even going to attempt that one. The Bentley lady?
That was a
With the
sexual?
ASMR one?
What? The Bentley lady?
Oh, my God.
I didn't know
think
anything
it's
about this.
I think it's Bentley.
Is she called the Bentley lady?
How did she say Bentley? Different
I
than
don't
we
even
do?
know.
Bentley?
Yes, this lady.
The Bentley girl?
Yes.
Oh, she's beautiful.
What is she doing?
Bentley. Bentley.
She's just like massaging all the parts of the car.
Yeah, it's ASMR.
Oh. Well, I mean, I'm a fan of her
She almost
AS.
sounds like she's saying Bentleyer. Bentleyer.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Well, I don't know.
Bentley.
I don't even know who is this person.
She's their hype girl, obviously. Bentley. I wonder if Bentleyer sales have gone up after this ASMR video.
I want one now.
Well, you're not guaranteed to have her in the passenger seat, are you?
I wish.
Rockaholic. If you are having a hard time dating, is it because of what you're wearing? There are certain things that you wear that will ensure that there is no follow-up date. We're going to tell you what they are after Marcy Playground.
The Daily Migs Show.
A recent poll was done where people were asked about the absolute worst things that you could wear on a first date.
Now, we saw this story earlier when we were talking before the show started. I was like, okay, whatever. And then our friend over here, Sarah, said something that just blew my mind. I'm like, we definitely have to talk about this because it just makes me love her husband, George, even more.
We are all George fans.
Our first date, he picked me up very gentlemanly like after a work shift, and he is an electrician, so he works outside, and he came fully dressed in his construction outfit, coveralls, the bright neon yellow shirt under the coveralls, and not clean, like still dirty.
Did he have a helmet?
Oh, yeah, his helmet was off, though, but his hair was, like, you could tell he was working all day.
Did he pick you up in the electrician's van?
No, he did pick me up in his truck, though. The electrician's van would have been kind of cool. But, yeah, and I was like, you couldn't have changed? He was like, well, there's nowhere to change. I'm like, you change in a porta potty. I don't know. You're going to show up like this on our first date?
You want the man to change in a porta potty? You want to get in and get out of a porta potty as quick as possible.
You know what, though? Some girls
Love a man in uniform.
love a man in uniform, love a man that's dressed for the job, a working man with working man's hands. Maybe he thought it was going to be a positive.
Man with dirty fingernails and all that good stuff.
He had all that going on. But
Look what happened. 1 year later. Still married.
Still married.
And the first date was at the Olive Garden?
No.
Oh, that was the anniversary.
That was the anniversary.
Got
Yeah,
it.
but I make fun of him now for it. I'm like, you couldn't have just put on something else.
So where did you go for his first date? Like a house for overtime or something like?
We went to a few restaurants in Bellevue.
And he wore that to the restaurant?
Yes. And Bellevue was swanky.
I love this.
And I tried to look really cute, you know?
The level of 0 F's given that he had in that first date. How do I ask this question? Did he think there was a future with you? Or did he not? Like, he's just like, you know what? It's going to be fun. I'll hang out with her, see where it goes, but I don't really care enough to get dressed up.
Oh, yeah, I definitely did not think. I don't think he thought there was a future at all with us.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't take it the wrong way.
No.
Like, it just kind of he gives that vibe, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you just don't care, you're like, she's a cool chick. We'll hang out. Maybe something will happen, but I'm not going to go out of my way to, like, put on the most fancy clothes because I'm not dressing to impress, maybe?
Yeah, well, and to be fair, I mean, I thought he was going to be a one-night stand. So we both kind of had that. I was surprised he even asked for my number the next morning. So I was...
Wait, the next morning, did you have an adult sleepover?
We had an adult sleepover, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
I didn't even remember his name.
Was that your place or his place?
It was actually at my friend's place, and that bed turned into her bed. It's a whole thing.
I feel like you're just this giant onion that we're just peeling all these layers to you and George that I did not know about. So you hooked up with him at your friend's place.
Yeah.
And then stayed the night at your friend's place in bed with him?
Yeah.
Also, follow-up question.
I like how you just answered that like that's not a big deal. Like that never happens in my circle of friends.
Was this on a weeknight where he had to like get up and wear that outfit to work the next day, or was this on a weekend?
Weekend, yeah.
Okay.
And he was quite the cuddler, and I was like, who is this guy?
Like a bear.
Yes! And look at us now. Hey, no shame in one-night stands. You never know what's going to happen.
Okay,
At least you knew that you guys were compatible in that way right off the get-go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It took a lot of pressure off, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the outfit was not a deal breaker, but what about these deal breakers? The absolute worst things that you could wear on a first date: wearing a full tracksuit.
What's wrong with that?
I feel like tracksuits are back.
I bet Run DMC got laid a lot, and the Beastie Boys as well.
Absolutely.
I feel like tracksuit is like a trigger word for Steve because every time anyone like says anything bad about tracksuits, Steve's immediately like, "What is wrong with you?"
Runs to the defense.
I love tracksuits.
How do you feel about?
I only own one tracksuit, but I wear it every year at Live Day.
Were you going to wear Crocs with it?
I did.
Okay. Oh,
but
you
they
did.
They were Adidas versions of Crocs.
Well, Crocs is also on this list as a no-go on a first date.
Yeah.
But what if you have cool charms? Or they don't even call them charms. What do they call the?
Are they called like a flare?
Gibbets.
Flare.
Gibbets.
If you got good gibbets, no problem. Rock the Crocs.
Steve, can I ask how your wife feels about that outfit, the tracksuit with the fake Crocs, Mickey Crocs?
Oh, she hates those shoes.
Okay, thank goodness.
Hates those shoes.
He
She
doesn't
thinks
put her in
they're-
the mood?
Well, I don't wear them in the bedroom. They become my outside shoes when I have to go pick up the dog's poop. I just leave them outside in our back area, and I just put those on. And every time I'm wearing them, she just looks at me like I'm an idiot for many reasons. But she's like, "Those are clown shoes because they're very large." And the funny part is though, she now wears them.
Oh.
Because they're easy to put on.
You've converted her.
No, she thinks they're stupid, but they're a lot quicker to put on when she has to go in the backyard than putting on like her sandals.
Sure. This one I have issues with because I've only ever owned this type of sunglasses, which are oversized sunglasses. I call them my big and bitchies. Big old sunglasses.
Big and bitchy, big and bitchy, big and bitchy.
It blocks the sun from every angle. It's great. I love them. But apparently you're not supposed to wear those on a first date.
What about wearing sunglasses inside?
No.
Danny.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, Danny does that all the time. He thinks he's like a cool dude.
Do you not know that?
He is a cool dude.
Well, he's not that bad of a guy. I get that.
Thank you.
But whenever we go to our radio conventions, it sure is us. It's going to happen at some point when we're all drinking and walking around. Like when we go to our convention in San Diego in the summer, whenever you're just out and about, all of a sudden it's like 9 p.m. and the sunglasses go on.
Yeah.
Danny wears his sunglasses at night.
And we're all like, what the hell is he doing?
The lights,
It's a vibe, man.
It's the lights.
The lights, they just give me a head. No, I
See, I have very sensitive eyes, so that's why I wear the big and bitchies.
Yeah, and then also Joe and Sarah, my best friends at the boot camps, they always call me out for being Sleepy Danny. So if I'm wearing sunglasses, they can't see that I'm Sleepy Danny, and then we just keep going.
Like, oh, he must be alert under there.
Maybe we should all do that this year.
Yes.
I'm okay.
We all rock sunglasses when we go out, and
Thank
we'll just
you.
be like, they'll be like, that show is 4 of the douchiest human beings we have ever met.
Okay, real quick on this list of the absolute worst things you could wear on a first date that I don't understand. Maybe someone can explain this to
Lakewood
me.
Larry has a good suggestion. Ankle monitor.
This is a different ankle thing. Ankle socks with sneakers that would showcase your ankle monitor if you were wearing one.
Okay.
But ankle socks with sneakers, why is that bad? Sarah?
I think I wear ankle socks with because you don't see the socks, right?
I mean, are these technically ankle socks that I'm wearing?
Yeah, maybe they want them to be fully under so you don't actually see your sock. Honestly, though, an ankle monitor, woo, back in the day, it was a turn on for me.
Really?
Oh, let me know your story. Yeah.
I remember one time many years ago, we did like a listener party at like before a baseball game, I think it was. And we had like Jello wrestling girls or something like that got hired to show up. And one of the girls had like, she was like putting something over. She had an ankle monitor.
Oh.
And I was like, what the hell is that on your ankle? And then she's like, oh, it's my ankle monitor. I'm like, okay.
No questions? You didn't ask a follow-up?
Oh, no, I don't remember what the answers were, to be honest. It was so long ago. But no, they were definitely, I was definitely curious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was, I was more fascinated that she was going to jump in the Jello thing with the ankle monitor on.
No shame.
No.
I love it.
I think she put like some kind of like a baggy thing around it.
Got to protect it.
That's what I was thinking because I was like, Jello on it probably makes it malfunction or it's not good, I would think.
And you have to run it by like whoever, the authorities, like, because I know like they're monitoring where you're going, and if you have to go to work, I guess you could still rock it. So she's saying, they're like, where are you going? Why are you leaving your house? She's like, well, I have a job. Like, what are you going to do? I'm going to Jello wrestle for a radio station at a bar right by the baseball stadiums.
That's a great position to have.
If I was the officer, I'd be like, well, I need to know which one so I can monitor and make sure you're there.
Rockaholics, we know that you are massive music fans, but could you name a song after only hearing 1 second of the chorus? Prove it. And if you do, you could win tickets to Weezer. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Hook or Shook at 9:20.
The Daly Migs Show.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no-magic.
Listening to your favorite podcast? That's smart. Earning your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University? That's really smart. With 24/7 access to coursework, no set class times, and dedicated student support, you can go to school when and where it works for you. Low online tuition means you can even do it for less. And dedicated student support means we'll be with you from day one to graduation and beyond. Join a community of learners just like you. Go to snhu.edu today to start your free application.
From executive producer Jimmy Kimmel.
What's up, team? Just two people can't launch a brand. It takes a village.
We are MMD Hollywood.
Wowee.
Which stands for medical marijuana.
Due to restrictions, we can't tell you everything about our new reality series. But what we can say is the idea behind it is fully baked.
I don't know.
High Hopes. Streaming 4/20 on Hulu.
This is a promotional message for Alexia Sweet Potato Fries, and in the process of elucidating you on all the wondrous virtues Alexia Sweet Potato Fries have to offer, I intend to do so in a prodigious manner befitting of such a superlative side. That's because all Alexia creations are creatively crafted, from sweet potato fries that accomplish a delicate balance of sweet and savory without GMOs or superfluous additives, to the eloquent lexicon of our advertisements, like this one, because every Alexia experience is intended to feel creatively crafted and exceptional without exception. Alexia's Sweet Potato Fries. Do procure them in your grocer's freezer.
The Daily Migs Show presents the Extreme Music Showdown. Let's play Hook or Shook. Please sign this waiver before we continue. Thank you. We'll drop a 1-second snippet of the hook of a song. If you can't name the song, watch out. You're gonna get shook.
Time to play Hook or Shook. This week, we are playing for tickets to see Weezer at Climate Pledge Arena on Friday. Emphasis on Friday.
About
October
time
4th.
a band shows up on a Friday.
That is what I asked for. Donnie in Silverdale, you are our contestant today.
How we doing?
So good. So, Donnie,
All
you've got to
right.
get both of these songs right to win. The first song
Right.
you'll be on your own. The second one, and this is where you can get shook because a member of our show at random has to get it right for you. If that doesn't work out, you will lose, and caller 9 will get the tickets. So let's see who you are playing with today. Will it be me, Migs, or Sarah?
It's either me or Sarah. I mean, we know that it never lands,
God.
and it's not going to land on Taryn again, but it is landing on Sarah. We are sorry,
All right.
Donnie.
All right.
You know what? She pulled it off yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, we got it. You know, I like Donnie's optimism.
Yep. All right, Donnie, you ready for your first clip?
Oh, yeah. All-Star.
Bye.
By...
I know it. I know it. So if you don't know it, I can give you a hint.
Hang, it's not Third Eye. Hey, now, you're an awesome...
Do you want a Sarah hint?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I had so much confidence. I know
You're
what
so
it is.
cocky about it. Now all of a sudden it sounds like you're stuck on a toilet.
No, I'm trying to think of a good hint.
Okay.
Okay.
Better than the black bars. That was a good hint. Yeah.
Hey, that was a great hint. But
That was. That was.
Okay. So 2 words.
All right.
The second word, you speak with it.
Smash Mouth.
I I like the charades approach that you went with.
Thank you.
Good 2 words.
Second word. Yeah, that wasn't against the rules, right?
Nope. Woo. We don't even know what the rules are of this game anymore.
This is the game that has no integrity.
Honestly, like I'm so on a high. How about like that's it? Donnie wins.
Good.
Donnie wins.
Right.
No. I feel good about it. I think you're going to get this one there, Sarah.
All right, Sarah, you
Are
ready
you
for
ready?
your clip?
I'm ready.
Go, sir.
These are good ones. It's like one-hit wonder day.
I actually think I know this. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. 1 week.
Yes.
By Bare Naked Ladies. I love this song. That's right.
That was Sarah's most shining moment in hookership, I think, ever.
That made up for Harvey Danger earlier this week.
Okay.
Hey, congratulations, Donnie.
Donnie, you're going to go see Weezer.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Nice work, Sarah. Nice. Thank you.
Thank
This will be
you.
awesome.
Hell yeah, we'll see you there, man. That's going to be a great show. They're doing all of the Blue record in its entirety, so I'm excited.
I'm so pumped about it. Well, Rockaholics, if there is something that we have talked about this morning that you would like to talk about, now is the time to give us a call, 206-803-ROCK. We will check in with the Rockaholics after Nirvana.
The Daily Migs Show.
All morning, we have received text messages and phone calls from you, Rockaholics, that we have not yet had a chance to chat about. But now is the time where we want to check in with you. And that's what we're doing. We're checking in with the Rockaholics, 206-803-ROCK. Anything that is on your mind. Earlier today, we were talking about free things.
Yep.
What did you receive for free? Because there was that family in Oklahoma that got a free roof.
And in all fairness, they had their roof accidentally ripped off by the roofing company. They picked the wrong house to remove a roof from, and they're like, oh, crap, we'll give you a free roof in exchange.
So it's a good deal.
It's fair.
Cliff on Lopez Island, you got a free Ford.
Yeah, I got a free F-250 85 four-wheel drive Ford.
Wow. Who gave you that Ford?
Some older gentleman who was tired of putting money into it, and I work for a propane company here on the islands.
Oh, right on.
It's Inter Island Propane. I want to give a shout out to them.
Heck yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I asked him what he wanted to do. I says, if you want it, you could take it. I'm done with it.
How many miles did it have?
I don't give it to me, huh?
How many miles did it have?
It had 50,000 original miles on it. He bought it brand new.
Dang.
Dude, that is insane. So do you still have it?
I do. I mean, the only thing that he had a problem with was the carburetor. I guess he had somebody work on it, but he took well care of this truck. So I bought a new carburetor, and I'm just about ready to put it on and see if I can get it started.
What a strange thing to say, like, screw it, I'm just going to give it away. That's insane.
Well, he bought another truck, and he says, I'm just done with it. I don't want it no more.
Nice. Cliff,
Yeah,
being that you're...
He also threw in a 250 Honda Enduro. He said, you can have that, too.
What a guy.
Part of me want to be like, what else you got? Can I just see how much stuff can I get from it? Do you have a dining room table? Do you have a lamp?
You know, he only had that little... He said his dad bought that, and he just like, I don't ride. My dad rode, so my dad's gone. You can have it.
Cliff, being that you're out on Lopez Island, you ever see the band Sundown Rush?
No, I haven't. You know what? I don't even live here. I work on all the islands for Inter Island Propane. I live on Orcas Island.
Oh, nice. I love Orcas.
But I got the truck on Friday Harbor on San Juan Island.
You're just making the rounds.
Oh, yeah, man. When you're a delivery driver, you see all these vehicles, and you kind of want to ask them about them, see if they want to get rid of them.
Of course. Living on island time is the best time.
That just blows my mind. That someone's just like, you know what? I just got a new truck. Here, take this truck that has 50,000 miles on it and just needs a simple repair.
Gavin on I-5, you got a free computer.
Yeah, I was working on a job site for my plumbing company, and I saw this older computer in the back, and I was like, hey, you do anything with that? And she's all like, nope, you want it? I'm like, sure, I'll take a free computer.
Was it in great shape?
A little dusty and whatnot. It's, it's an older computer, so it's not like it's the best thing ever.
Hey, but free is free, baby.
What are you using it for?
Exactly. And I could turn it into a server.
I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I am so computer illiterate.
I was about to say, I don't even know what that means.
If someone gave me a free computer, I'd probably give it away to someone else for free.
I was kind of hoping you'd be like, yeah, that's where I keep all my porn.
Yeah. 206-803-ROCK. We are checking in with the Rockaholics.
So today, I'm so glad that you guys talked about Quiet on Set. I grew up on those shows on Nickelodeon, and that docu-series is nuts. Yeah, Danny and I keep talking about it during the breaks. You got to see it.
Today's the day.
Today, I think Sarah's going to watch it as well. Highly recommend it. It's on Max. It's on ID channel. Danny, how did you watch it?
I watched it on ID.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just, because I have the voice remote, so I just said Nickelodeon documentary, and that's the one that came up.
Just popped right up.
And so I started, but it's funny because like on the ID channel, like it has the commercials in it, but you can fast forward through the commercials. So either way, it was pretty great.
Yeah, Max is commercial free, man. It's just boom, boom, boom. 40 minutes. Great, easy watch.
That's what I'm doing today. Dave in Everett, we were talking about things for free. We also talked about Hall & Oates today. And you want to talk about both those things.
Yeah, so first, I got a tip a long time ago. There's a Hall & Oates hotline that you guys can call. And there's, I think, 5 different songs you can choose from. You can call it from a landline even. I know it's kind of a moot point with cell phones and stuff, but it's kind of cool.
Isn't it called Call & Oates?
It's Hall & Oates hotline. That's all it's called, Hall & Oates hotline. It's just a dedicated phone number to essentially a Hall & Oates jukebox.
You can feel good anytime you want, baby.
Absolutely. And then the free stuff. So quite a few years ago, I won tickets on a different radio show to Trans-Siberian Orchestra down at Key Arena, back when it was Key Arena. And there was some miscommunication, and they were supposed to mail it to me. They didn't mail it to me, so I called them up the day before. They told me they would be at the will call. So I packed up my son, who at the time was, I think, 11. We went down there, parked. We were very excited to see it, got to will call, and the tickets were not there. And they were sold out. There was no way to get in. And so my son and I were disappointed. We started to walk off, and there was a nice couple that were there, and they said, hey, we heard what happened. We had some friends call and cancel last minute. We have 2 extra tickets if you want to come with us. And so we were like, oh, absolutely, that'd be great. And not only were they 2 tickets, but they were 2 tickets to a suite.
Oh,
so we got to get into a suite. And they introduced us. There was about 10 people in there. They introduced us and told everybody what happened. Everybody was so nice. And my son got free hot dogs and popcorn. And it was a great show, of course. But it was something very special. And it was amazing. And I really appreciated it.
That was the question I was going to ask. What did you guys eat? But hot dogs and popcorn, you can't go wrong with that. Plus, in a suite to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra because of all the lights and all the visuals. I don't think that's a band that you really need to be close. I think actually seeing it from the suite perspective is probably even more badass than being close up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we were close. They had a big thing of fire coming up. It was about, maybe 40 feet in front of us, and it was really cool.
Hell yeah.
Could you also imagine being a kid and getting to go see a show in a suite and then, have to go to another show with just regular tickets after that?
Yeah, you just ruined it for them. It's all downhill after this, kid. Hope you enjoy it.
Aiden in Seattle, you also got a free car.
Yeah, it was one of the first cars that I actually had to myself, too.
What kind of car was it?
It was a 95 coupe Subaru Impreza.
Ooh.
That my older brother actually owned it. And the first guy that he bought it from told him he might as well buy another car and not try and repair it too much because it has major damage. And he didn't want to, tell him where the damage was. So my brother told me I could have it if I put the car back together.
That's a fun project.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to learn about cars,
Yeah, right? It's just a fun adventure. I don't know what's going to go wrong with this, but it's free.
Well, today kicks off the NCAA tournament, Rockaholics. And did you know, many years ago, a team won the whole tournament with a player that was high on coke? We're going to tell you all about it at 9:50.
The Daly Migs Show.
Today is the start of the NCAA tournament. Go Cougs. And we have a great random fact about March Madness that involves a player that was high on the booger sugar.
All right. Now, see, this is something that I can wrap my head around.
The year was 1985. Villanova became the lowest seeded college basketball team to walk away with a national championship.
Okay, that answers the question. What was it? A couple of days ago, we were talking about what team won the national championship being seeded lower than 1, 2, 3, or 4, obviously. But so it's number 8's the lowest.
Nova.
And what is Washington State?
We are a 7 seed.
Okay, so there's hope.
There's hope. Thank you, Steve.
How's New Mexico doing there?
11, Steve. Thanks for asking.
Well, this is the year.
Exactly. Thank you.
We're breaking records.
So New Mexico, they're known for meth. Maybe the players need to try some meth.
It's messed up, Steve.
Okay. Wouldn't that be funny if all of a sudden they just went on a run and everyone found out it's the blue meth from New Mexico?
That'd be great.
Villanova in 1985, they win the championship, and one of the players, the point guard, had done a bunch of cocaine before the game. His name is Gary McLean. He admitted that he did a 1/4 gram of blow in the hotel room before heading to the game against Memphis State, and he finished the rest of the bag afterwards to celebrate the win.
He didn't even take the team bus. He just ran back to the hotel. He was
so fast.
I don't even know what that means as far as amount of cocaine. Was it a quarter?
A 1/4 gram.
Is that a lot of coke?
I mean, to go play a basketball game, yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I don't have a little chart that shows how much coke you can take before you play a sporting event.
But you also remember that story about Doc Ellis, the pitcher that pitched a no-hitter on LSD?
There's a great documentary about that. I can't remember where. It might be on Netflix. It's somewhere, but it's just a fascinating documentary to learn about because he pitched a no-hitter on LSD, but that didn't mean that he pitched a great game because he was so high on acid. He was throwing pitches like crazy, and it was just. I think he was terrifying people, and that's kind of part of how he got that no-hitter. It wasn't because, it wasn't a perfect game. It was far from perfect, but nobody got a hit on him.
Wild.
Yeah.
These are a different kind of performance-enhancing drug, rockaholics.
And I know there's a goalie, that my favorite goalie of all time when I grew up, the guy who made me want to be a goalie, Sean Burke, and he was in the news. It was in his book back in minor league hockey. He was on acid and played a hockey game.
What?
As a goalie.
Insanity.
That just sounds terrifying that these hard rubber pucks are coming at your head and you're tripping on acid.
If you're wondering what Gary McLean is up to now, he's clean and sober and has gone on to become a motivational speaker.
Hey, kids. Want to win basketball games?
Drugs are bad, okay?
Probably not that kind of motivation.
Well, imagine going to college where you could take a class and the subject of the course is all about Weird Al. We're going to tell you all about this during the Daily Migs download after Bon Jovi.
The Daily Migs Show. Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
Ryan Castle, did you fill out a bracket for March Madness?
I did not, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't care.
Oh.
Join the club. Join the club.
Yeah, actually, I thought it had already started. So, shows what I know. I was listening to the Daily Migs show on the way in this morning. I was like, oh, today's the first day. I could have swore it was last week.
Well, in all fairness, it has just started. It's like 9:15 this morning.
Underway.
Yeah. So you still got time. Hurry up.
It's not that I don't care. It's that I don't care.
Dude, I'm the same way, man. Did you fill out your bracket? I'm like, no, Danny made me
I'll
fill out.
I'll probably even watch some of the games. I enjoy the whole thing, but I don't need to fill out
So
a bracket.
who do you think is going to go further, the Cougs or the Lobos?
UConn.
University of Kentucky, right, Sarah?
Hey, DMV is brought to you by Palace Lawn today. You know what? Maybe you don't want to enjoy brackets, you don't enjoy college basketball, but you will enjoy a good taco. It's National Crunchy Taco Day.
I do love tacos, man.
Damn,
I
I
love
love
tacos.
You know what I love? Pearl Jam. Did you see the news?
No.
They put it up on their Instagram, and they just said, hey, another new song coming out tonight at midnight.
Oh, that's exciting.
I always love how they just out of the blue, they're just like, hey, we have another song off of their record Dark Matter, which is going to be their 12th studio album, and that's coming out on April 19th. And their social media post just says, next track from Dark Matter arrives at midnight.
Thanks for the heads up, PJ.
And they did put up a sample of the song. Would you like to hear what it sounds like?
Sure.
Eddie with the potty mouth.
Hey, PJ, your punk rock roots are showing, and I like it.
This whole album seems like it's going to be like that, yeah?
We're 2 songs in and we got 2 straight up rockers.
I'm excited about it. I'm also excited about what students at Vermont State University are gearing up for, especially if they are interested in the world of music. And even more so, the examination of Weird Al Yankovic's music and his insane career, a legacy like none other. There's a professor by the name of Brian Warwick who is saying that Weird Al's songs are deserving of academic study on the same level as, other pop culture icons like Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah, I put Weird Al right up there with Taylor Swift.
I put Weird Al way above Taylor Swift.
He's got a 40-year career
I'm
doing
not gonna
parodies,
king shame you.
tributes, some of his own original compositions, and it gives a different lens in deconstructing American pop music and culture. So I'm excited about it. As a former music minor, I would have absolutely taken this class.
What's the saying? A gentleman is someone who knows how to play an accordion but doesn't.
Are you a Weird Al guy? Have you ever seen Weird Al live?
Sure. Yeah.
I saw him at the Fifth Avenue Theater, and I went in with zero expectation. I'm like, whatever. I left that a fan.
It's a great show.
He puts on a great show.
It's a ton of fun.
And I'm a sucker for any schools that break down music. I went down the rabbit hole, and I ended up watching a 20-minute video where they broke down the songwriting process of Olivia Rodrigo's driver's license, and it was one of the most interesting things I've ever watched. They broke it down to why she sang it this way and why she did this, and it was just I get why people would want to go to a class and watch and learn a little bit about Weird Al.
I'm in.
So if you ever want to watch Olivia Rodrigo video, it's 20 minutes long, I got you.
I'm going to put that with my brackets.
Okay, good. Hey, the Mariners, we're just a couple weeks away from the big home opener, and there's some new menu items for the Mariners fans to enjoy while you're there. And we're going to be going, April 3rd?
Yes.
For the afternoon game. We're going to go check them out as they play 1 in the afternoon. So that'll be a blast.
Go drink some Men's Room IPA.
Men's Room IPA's there.
Yeah.
Also, Moto Pizza. You can now get their crab pizza that's going to be there as well. Edgar's Cantina's got a couple new things. Salt and Straw's got some new ice cream flavors as well. Also, they have, for us plant-based weirdos, Marination's Tofu Tots.
Ooh.
And Froze slushies.
Cool. I just like saying Froze.
I don't even know what that is, but I'd imagine it's a frozen rosé.
Frozen rosé.
I do love a frosé.
Also, there's a 10-inch churro.
Whoa.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Crab pizza and a 10-inch churro. It both sound like something you catch.
And a chewy marshmallow bar.
Well, tomorrow does mark the 10-year anniversary of the devastating Oso landslide that
10
claimed
years.
43 lives. I remember I was working at a gym at the time, and we just had the news on, and it just progressively, everything just got worse and worse and worse. And there is this beautiful permanent memorial that has been completed, but for survivors and the friends and family in this community, it's still a very fresh wound. And the Oso landslide, still the deadliest in U.S. history, and this just kind of serves as a reminder that Mother Nature and these natural disasters can be extremely destructive.
Weather, we're going to hit a high of 57 degrees. Going to be cloudy as well, and that is the Daily Migs download, and that's what's up.
Ryan Castle is up next with your morning 12-pack.
Let's go.
The Daily Migs Show.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/no magic.
From executive producer Jimmy Kimmel.
What's up, team? Just 2 people can't launch a brand. It takes a village.
We are MMD Hollywood.
Wow,
which stands for medical marijuana.
Due to restrictions, we can't tell you everything about our new reality series. But what we can say is the idea behind it is fully baked.
I don't know.
High Hopes. Streaming 4/20 on Hulu.
Listening to your favorite podcast? That's smart. Earning your degree online from Southern New Hampshire University? That's really smart. With 24/7 access to coursework, no set class times, and dedicated student support, you can go to school when and where it works for you. Low online tuition means you can even do it for less. And dedicated student support means we'll be with you from day one to graduation and beyond. Join a community of learners just like you. Go to snhu.edu today to start your free application.
UW Medicine is the only health system in Washington where a top-rated medical school and a research powerhouse are directly connected to improve your health. That means the doctors caring for you are the same people advancing medical research and teaching the next generation of outstanding physicians. From wellness checks to complex surgeries, we're committed to providing you with the best care every day. UW Medicine, a higher degree of healthcare.